We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Blood and Glory, a Pendragon campaign, episode 5. I currently have 3 of 4 players. The 4th currently is looking like they won't be able to make it. But we're going to continue, and I'll schedule some makeup time so that I can get that character caught up. In the meantime, let me double check my notes. I don't think I actually have any big notes. I think we can just get right into it. Yeah, introduction is the first thing on my list of things. Anyway, I'm Omar Krieg, your host and game master for tonight's events. And of course, you can find us at Omar Krieg on Twitter and youtube.com/at. Yeah, on YouTube. Fucking just spaced. I totally just spaced. Why do I have mentions? I have mentions on Discord. What's going on here? Look at the camera when I'm talking to the audience. I'm working on it. Let's see.
So
Yeah.
if I can just quickly interject, if you
Uh-huh.
don't mind,
Uh-huh.
but the YouTube handle that people can find this at is at Omar Creek.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, Talos and Rev, if you guys want, go ahead and hop into Tabletop Simulator. It's up. Same information as always.
Thank you.
Let's see. What else? Let me double check my notes again, because I can't remember shit. All right. Yeah, on that note, Rev, player of Sir Everhart, you are the first one on my list because Sir Harold isn't here. Actually, I think you would have been at the top of the list anyways.
I'm always at the top of your list.
No, that is some falsehood right there. That is some smack, and not the kind that comes in a white powder.
Oh my. I thought that's why it was the top of your list.
Fair. What's new and exciting in your world? You got a new monitor, I know that.
Yeah, I got a new monitor, and big news for me this week. I discovered that you can legally buy a flamethrower in 49 states, and it's U.S. legal. So
Oh my god.
I don't even want to ask questions because
No,
it just
you
sounds
know,
cool, but also disturbing at the same time.
no, but on that note, I see this all the time, and this is a good time of year where I see this actually.
Oh yeah, for snow and shit. That's
Well, for
right.
snow, yes, but more specifically, what I see it for in my area that I work is a lot of people will be out there burning the weeds in the cracks of their sidewalks and driveways and curbs and shit. And they
right,
have
right.
these little like propane tanks that they carry around attached to this. Basically, it's a flamethrower.
To be clear, those are blowtorches. This is a 25-foot range flamethrower.
Oh.
Okay,
I don't know
fair.
to respond now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In fact, I just seen somebody out there just the other day, burning some weeds along the side of the road. But he was like, the road was right up against this field, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, what are you doing to keep it from all catching, other than the fact it has been quite damp because of low temperatures and a lot of moisture and whatnot. I don't want to say the dreaded R word because I want to keep it away as long as I possibly can because I don't like working in that shit.
Well, if you know what you're doing, you can create a controlled burn where it burns in one direction.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Paying attention to the wind and just keeping an eye on things and other fire safety things. Absolutely. Let's see. Talus, the player of Sir Farvel. What do you got for us? What's new and exciting in your world besides round 17,481 of how many times can people in your household get sick?
um, Nothing actually. Right now I'm just chilling. I got this comfy blanket that I stole from upstairs. I biked 3 miles today and I went to work. Um,
I'm just,
yeah,
I'm
that's
totally
it.
picturing you bundled up in this blanket, like either on the side of your bed, probably in front of your
Oh,
desk, though.
it's a blanket my mom bought, but it's just so comfy. You know those like fur blankets that are just like so soft, and then you like it's just
It's
so soft, and so it has this like hood to it.
Is it
The only
soft?
downside to it, yeah, it's hella soft. The only downside to it has a bunch of cats all over it.
okay. To be clear, is this like it's actually got a fur lining on the outside, or is it just like downy soft?
Oh, Down eat soft, I guess.
You
Okay.
mentioned first, so that's a fair question.
Yeah, it's a fair question, but it's just hella soft, but
Yeah.
and warm.
And a
But
hood.
the only downside is it has rainbow kittens on the print for the outside, so
Yeah, but you know what?
it's
When
like
you're
a hooded blanket, but it's also just hella comfortable.
Yeah, but when you're in your room and there's nobody over and you're not doing anything except playing Pendragon, who cares what's on the blanket? You're comfortable, you know?
Oh yeah, and then I'm eating California nacho fries, which is essentially fries and everything you'd think in tacos, I guess, like sour cream, meat, tomato,
So nachos, but instead of
avocado.
nachos, they're French fries,
Yeah.
loaded French fries. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
No, no. I mean, I don't know where everybody is that views our show. The 4 or 5 of them that are not members of this group. That's not fair. There's probably more than that. Not many, I would imagine, but I'm sure wherever they live, it's called something different. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
all right. Well, that
Okay.
takes us to Krista, the player of Sir Ulrich. What do you got for us? What's new and exciting and interesting and whatever in your neck of the woods?
Um, Nothing except I'm going away for the next 2 weeks, starting next week, and I can't wait.
Mm. I heard a rumor though, and I don't know how much information you want to put out there, but somebody close to you made it on the honor roll recently.
Yes, somebody did make it on
Honor
the
roll.
honor roll.
Yeah. I won't go into details. I'll let you handle that because I know, depending on context, that can be a little personal. So
My kid made the honor roll,
there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's
This
pretty
may be
awesome.
more personal, but like what age range, like for grade?
they're in 6th grade.
Okay.
That's awesome though.
I have only ever did that once in my life and then decided school was too much. Anyway,
And then goes to college to have
yeah,
more of too much school.
ironically.
Yeah, so who won in that one?
Yeah, anyway.
Moving right along.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited to get back to the East Coast.
That'll be a good time. I'm sure. You get to catch up on
Yep.
some. I've seen a couple of Facebook posts, so I'm hoping that everything works out for you in that one. Uh,
Yep.
let's see. What's new and exciting in my world? Um,
Nothing.
nothing. That sounds about right. No, my youngest son, was in a free throw contest just yesterday at school. He did all right. Um, he
Dang, he's not a baller like your oldest kid then.
I can't imagine my oldest kid doing anything athletic, but I digress. He did just say he biked 3 miles today, so there's
Yep.
that. No, so it was he gets 15 shots, um, and he made 4, but only 2 actually counted because he crossed the line. But compared to the rest of his class, he actually did pretty well because like the long and short of it is as the coach was saying when he was kind of briefing everybody was it's a strength issue for these kids. You know, they're trying to make a shot that's, you know, a few maybe 2 or 3 feet closer to the hoop than the free throw line is, and then if they're 9 or 10 or older, like they have to actually use the free throw line. And so for a lot of these kids, like they were not getting close, and my kid managed to sink 4 of them unofficially, 2 as far as scoring goes. And out of the kids that I saw there yesterday, I think there was only, I'll say 3 or 4 that were consistently able to get shots close to the basket, let alone sink them. There were some other kids that might have done better than that, but that's just based on strictly what I saw. But that was pretty cool. I got to do that, and unfortunately, I don't because of my work schedule. I don't get to do stuff like that sometimes, or a lot at all with my youngest kid. But yeah, so there's that, and then my work schedule is going to more or less stay the same as it has been, but the volume is going to go up. So the holiday seasons are upon us. Fun times. I hope my eye roll
Dude,
got caught well on the stream there.
did you know that fucking Thanksgiving is next week?
Yeah, Thanksgiving is next week.
I was
On
like,
that note,
what?
on that note, actually, that's a good thing to bring up real fast before we dive into this. With everybody's travel plans and vacation plans and holiday plans and whatever else, is anybody other than Krista? Because I know she won't be here next week or the following week. But for the other two of you, is there anything that you guys can foresee at this point that may impede upon doing Pendragon next week?
As long as it's not on Thanksgiving Day, I
mean,
think we're
it'll be
okay.
Wednesday evening. It'll be Wednesday evening like always.
Then I'm okay.
Rev?
don't- What date is that?
Wednesday the 23rd.
Okay. So it falls earlier this year. Sometimes it falls on my birthday. I was just curious. I hadn't double checked.
Well, to clarify, Thanksgiving is on the 24th. The 23rd is our next Pendragon session.
Yeah.
But as you can tell right now, everything is looking good.
I don't see why not.
Awesome. Obviously, you guys will let me know or forget until the moment of, and let me know then.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have school next Thursday then.
No,
I should probably check.
probably not. Thanksgiving's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
100% you do not have school.
Yeah. Because even if you
I
don't,
can guarantee you, and I will bet you $100. Like
you know what?
You can have my
I
car.
would never let
this
it
is how
go.
sure I am.
I would
No,
never
no,
let it
don't.
go if she actually lost $100 because it would be Talis' school.
Listen,
One
I'll
out
make
of
it a makeup
understand.
day.
I'm
Don't bet him
gonna be in
$100.
California next summer with my kids and stuff like that, and like, I will give you my car. I'll just swing over to San Fran, sign it over. I promise you, you do not have school.
I was gonna say no, don't give him her car. Bet him his horse in Pendragon.
Ooh, the Charger or the Corsair. Yeah.
I don't know. I think a free car is pretty good. but
25
okay.
to the 27th is declared recess. And then the 24th is Thanksgiving.
Yep. So you got you got that. Well, I mean, you don't have any class Fridays, but anyway. All right. Anything else before we kick the show off? We get into the things. Kind of dragging my feet a little bit, just trying to see if I get an answer from Holly, but I don't think I'm gonna get one. All right, here we go. That was it. I gave the old college try.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was a lot. That was a lot. I'm gonna simmer down, please.
All right. Well, once again, my friends, this is episode 5 of Blood and Glory, a Pendragon campaign, a Father's Pride, episode 5. I've said that like 7 times now. All right. So, quick little read-in to catch us up from the last time we were here. We see the battle of Mercury Creek as it closes, as the camera lifts up from one end of the battlefield and moves forward, showing the viewer the battle as though it were a long, long line of skirmishing warriors. In places, the line is faltering, sometimes in favor of the Saxons on the right of view, sometimes in favor of King Uther's men on the left. These pockets fluctuate all up and down the line until we get to the far end, where a score of knights, under a veteran's command, seem to make serious headway and even get a strike on a Thane, but that is cut short as horns from both sides pull the men back from the battle. Neither side can make significant headway, and at almost the same time, both sides realize that the losses suffered are beginning to be worth less than is sane to continue fighting. The Battle of Mercury Creek ends in a draw, despite the successes of our 4 heroes on the far left flank. Further south and east, at a place called Maldon, Saxon King Aethelswith lands with a mighty force and heads into Kent to meet with King Hengist. Their forces combined, they begin pillaging the southeast of Britain until Duke Lucius of Colchester is able to respond. Battle is had again, but the Saxons are too much for Lucius, who retreats to the safety of Colchester. Saxons chase after fleeing Britons, enslaving those caught and those already captured. King Uther is furious as the days turn to weeks and then to months, and Christmas is upon us. A festive time is marred by the defeat in one battle and the draw of another. Earl Roderick, during his visits throughout the lands that year, urges his knights, and in particular his newest vassals, to practice hard at the arts of war. This is no time for poetry. I know how to speak. This is no time for poetry, he warns them before departing one manor en route for another. I don't know who it was, but thank you for the bits. I'm assuming it was
You're
for bits.
welcome.
I don't have my Twitch page open on any device in front of me, so I can't actually see what it was. But
It was for bits.
Oh well, thank you. Oh look, more. So yeah, that takes us up to the winter phase. It's not been a good year for for strategic concerns. I've heard some stuff going on in the background while we were talking earlier. Let me see, what have you guys done to my table? Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, good.
Nothing.
Good. Because
I haven't even touched my mouse this entire time.
You never know
And
with
now that
Rev.
you mention it,
You never know with Rev. That's the problem.
I was gonna ask, can I open a drawer and see if it explodes? This
No,
time?
please don't.
Okay.
I
I'm
just, you know what I need to do? Instead of doing all this prep time and everything else I'd be doing, I need to spend a couple hours a week just like learning more about tabletop simulator, just to keep you guys from doing shit like that.
I just want to know why it exploded.
The only thing I could think of, I thought about this actually the other day. I think because there's times when I go in there and I grab pieces out because I'm saving them for one thing or another for different save files that I'm creating for whatever's coming up next in Pendragon. And I think what happened was I put stuff back in the drawer and they didn't quite sit right. And so when you opened it up, it caused them all, like the physics engine or whatever, caused them all to just freaking spaz out and go flying all over the place. But yeah. So let's get started on this winter phase. I'm going to be straight up. Winter phase can be tricky. It can be tedious. There's a lot of like bouncing back and forth and some decisions that need to be made throughout the course. Excuse me. We're going to go step by step. And anytime we do winter phase, it's going to be a step-by-step process just to make sure that we're not skipping over stuff, we're not missing things, that we're getting it right. The primary purpose of winter phase is to assess everything that's happened in the previous year, make improvements to the characters, and then, of course, there's a few other things to it, too. But essentially, this is like the paperwork side of the game, as it were. So the first step is to roll for experience. And this applies to skills, traits, and passions, and does not apply to attributes, or depending on which version of the character sheet you have, it may say statistics. So basically, for every one of your skills, traits, or passions that has received a check in the previous year, you're going to roll one d20. And if you roll higher than its current level, then you increase it by 1. There are a couple small limitations. In short, no trait goes over 19 and no passion goes over 20. Skills can go above 20. So try to remember, traits stop at 19, passions are capped at 20. The exception to that, of course, is hate, because of the character generation system that we used. But otherwise, passions don't go above 20 otherwise. Like, that's like very few exceptions, if it makes sense. So, take a look at your character sheets. Take a look at your notes. Anything that you've got checked, you're going to roll 1d20, and if you roll higher than that number, then it goes up by 1. If you roll the same number, like if your skill is 6 and you roll a 6, it does not improve. You need to roll a 7. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to sit here and go individual item by item. I'm just going to let you guys do it and let me know when you're done. It'll take a moment, but basically all you're doing is you're rolling 1d20, and you need to roll higher than whatever that particular skill is, or trait, or passion, or what have you. So whatever.
Let's go.
Yeah, whatever Talos just rolled
My bow.
definitely went up. I see a whole mess of random-ass letters that make no sense in the dice rolling channel.
So we uncheck them after
Yes,
we do
yeah.
the roll.
Yeah, once
and this
you-
is for weapons, and
This is skills, traits, and passions, and that includes combat skills.
traits, passions.
Well, I think I only criticaled 1, so.
I feel like you criticaled more than just 1.
Not
I could
me.
be wrong.
I didn't actually get. I got several criticals, but nothing that I got to check mark.
That
Like
may
my
check
parent.
out.
so hold on a second. Hold on. I got a question.
All right.
So I checked. I have horsemanship checked.
Correct.
Okay. My horsemanship is a 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to roll a 20 for it to get 21.
Well, you could skip that because it's already.
Can I just make it a 21?
No. Because
What the
it's
hell?
oh no, I'm sorry.
My rants
I
didn't go
misspoke.
up.
No,
So
skills can go over 20. My bad. I apologize. So yeah, what you will do is you roll 20. If so, normally when you have a
Ooh.
target number above 20, you subtract 20 and add that number to the dice roll itself. So like if you had 21 or 22, you'd roll 1d20 plus 1 or plus 2. But because it's at 20, you still only roll 1d20. And in this case, if you do hit a 20, we'll go ahead and increase it.
So that's the only way it can increase it is to hit a 20.
Correct. And then next year, assuming it's at 21, you would roll 1d20 plus 1, trying to get a 21.
Doesn't matter. Don't waste your breath. I didn't roll a 20.
It's a 1 in
Dang.
20
I
chance.
only leveled up 2 things.
That's okay. There'll be there. One of the other steps later is you'll have an option to do a couple different things, where you could potentially increase some of your other abilities.
Yay! Yeah, I only leveled up my hunting and my bow. Sadly, the lance and intrigue did not get anything.
Yeah. Well, wait. Hold on, Talus. Your lance is 10, yeah.
Yeah,
But your
I
intrigue.
rolled a
What's your intrigue?
8. I think I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Okay. The reason why I'm saying is because I'm pretty sure intrigue starts out at like 2 or 3. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
5, you
Mine
should
was
have
already
gone up.
higher
Unless, yeah.
Mine was already higher than normal, I guess,
Gotcha.
than base stats.
Gotcha. All right, Chris, are you good? Are you keeping up?
Not even remotely.
All right, what's your questions? Where am I losing you?
Yes.
Okay. I need a little bit more to work on or work
Okay.
with.
Fair. So, do I roll for battle?
Yes. Skills, combat skills, traits, and passions. And I just got an answer.
How'd you
from Holly.
checkmark battle? Or
How did
There's
you
a way
get
to
Or
battle?
wait, hold on a second. Stop.
That's a
The
fair question.
the only things I'm doing are the ones that have been checked.
Correct.
ones that you hit criticals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I criticaled my appearance. Can I roll for that?
No, you're gonna get uglier. In fact.
Oh.
All right, so Krista, you're done. Is that correct?
I mean, horsemanship's the only thing I had checked off.
Okay.
So I guess so.
Okay. And then Talus, you did your 4. Rev, you said you only had 1 as well.
Yeah, and my generous was 13, and I rolled a 14.
Okay, so your generous went up then.
Yes.
Now remember, with traits, if one side goes up, the other side has to go down.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure we're all on the same page there. All right, we're gonna move on to the next step. Step 2 is to check for aging. This is easy because right now you guys are 21 for another moment or so. And essentially what you'll do for aging is you're going to add 1 year to your character's age, which will be on the first page or first side of your front side of your character sheet. You'll just add 1. So now you guys are all 22. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why do I do this?
It'll be on the front side. You're just going to
It's
change
right
it.
under your
Oh,
right under your
yeah,
character
right
sheet.
under. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So you're going to change that to 22. Now, without going too far into it, if you guys were 35 or older, there'd be some additional steps, but that is not required. For tracking purposes, I'm going to be turning over to you guys eventually your own tracking for your family members. For right now, I'm tracking their ages. But you guys will be tracking your character's age, your squire, your family members, and your horses. But we will cross that bridge when I come up with an effective way, or what I think will be an effective way to do that. So that takes care of aging, because nobody gets hit with the aging penalty thingies. The next step is a little bit tricky, some complications, so bear with me here. Step 3 is check for economic circumstances. For the year 485, the base starting weather is 17. These numbers...
I got this one. I'm broke.
No. Bear with me. I'm going to read what I've written in my notes, and then we're going to start dissecting it and making appropriate rolls. For the year 485, the base starting weather is 17. Your peasants are more than the normal level of unhappiness because, one, there's a new lord in the manor, i.e., you guys just took over your manors, so they don't know how to respond to that. And well, I guess more accurately, they don't know what kind of person you're going to be. Your dad might have been cool, they might not have been. They're just unsure. All right. This year's fighting has not gone well for Britain. The Saxons have, been victorious and whatnot. Plus, there's also all these rumors and concerns of the Saxons taking on slaves, as well as in some areas, not so much for you guys, but in some areas there's a refugees. So overall, there's a +5 penalty on that. I'm sorry, we'll call it a penalty. So basically, the bad weather or misfortune level is set to 22 with a +2 on the actual die roll. What I need everybody to do real quick is you're going to roll 2d6 and you're going to add 6 to it. This is going to determine your mother's stewardship skill. And the reason for that is this. Up until now, your mom has been handling your guys' properties in lieu of dad. However long ago dad died, mom was the one left in charge. And traditionally, it's those spouses that manage we'll just say like the day-to-day running or administration of your property. Okay? So Krista's mom is a 13 +6, yep. And then these guys,
15.
13 for Rev, and a 15.
I think I'm gonna use one of my 3 reroll die on this. I'm thinking.
Hold that, and I'll explain why in a moment. All right, because right now all you guys are doing is setting the level for your guys' individual stewards. Make note of that. Write that down somewhere. I'm not gonna remember it, although I should because 2 of you have the same number. All right.
We do?
Yeah, Krista and I think Rev had a 13 both.
Oh, got it.
All right. So long story short, you just determine what your mother's skill in steward is, and until either she remarries or until you guys get married, mom is going to be your steward, or you could actually hire a steward, and we'll go over that here later. Now, the next thing is an opposed resolution test or whatever between my bad weather and your stewardship. All right. So just like in combat, you're going to roll against your whatever your numbers were, 13 and 15 I think it was, and I'm going to roll against a 22. And then whatever those results are will determine your current level of what's the word? Economics. Your current economic status. Okay? Everybody following so far? I should have made a card and put this in the whatchamacallit, but I didn't. If you look in, actually I don't think it's in the book, or maybe it is in the book. Let me see. Economic circumstances. No, unfortunately, there's not a table in the book. I made it up myself, based on, not made it up myself. I compiled information. Okay, we'll just do this one step at a time. I need. All right, so basically, Rev, you're rolling a 13, or you're rolling against a 13. You wanted to try to re-roll that though, correct?
I was thinking I might.
Okay. And
I
then,
figure, especially since I'm not married yet, and it's my mother's stewardship score, that's going to be a fairly important number economically.
yes. And again, you'll have an opportunity to potentially increase that in one of the last stages of winter phase. Give me just a second. I'm trying to make notes here. Let's see. Farvel, you rolled a 9, so that puts you at a 15. Everhart is at a 13. Ulrich is at a 13, and I'm currently at a 22. Okay. All right. Are you gonna let the 13 stand? Are you gonna keep rolling it? Are you gonna use that as your target number, or do you want to re-roll and hope for something better?
I'm going to re-roll.
All right. That's much better. That's a 16. And it also takes away one of your reroll tokens.
Yeah.
Krista, or Talus for that matter, do you guys want to try rerolling?
15's decent.
It's not bad. Krista, would you like to use a reroll token?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
Okay.
I was gonna say, would you like to know my reasoning on why I rerolled before you make your decision?
I'm just not sure if I care enough to reroll.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Like,
My-
I almost want to, because I really feel like I'm gonna end up with like a 6
Mm.
at this point and be kicking myself. And then, although that would really track for Ulrich's fucking life.
That would be in
You're-
character.
You're at a 7. You're very slightly above the average roll for those 2 dice. So you basically have a 50-50 shot to get a better number.
or no, I'll stop. I'm gonna be nice. No, fuck it. I'm the GM. I can say whatever I want. No, it's not true. Go ahead. What do you want to do? Reroll or no?
Surprising you're not taking the chance to be an asshole.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be better.
Rang?
A better asshole.
He's scaling.
All right, she's re-rolling, and she got a better number.
Nice.
Hey,
I
it's
really-
better. It's
It's a
better.
14.
It's better. Okay.
That's true. You're right. I have to. Let's remain positive. It is better.
All right. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna roll against that 16, 15, or 14, and you're looking for whether or not it's a success, a fail, a fumble, or a critical. And then based on my roll, which will be 1d20 plus 2, I will get one of those same results, and then how they cross-reference each other will determine your economic status going into the year 486. Does that make sense?
No.
Yes.
It'll
Not
make
really.
I tell you, like, this is totally on me. I should have made the matrix that I'm following.
Oh, Omar,
Yeah,
just tell us what die to roll next, and we'll go from there.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right,
good.
now you're gonna roll 1d20 against your steward level.
Nope. You just needed to say 1d20.
That's fair.
10.
Okay, so for both of you two in Tabletop Simulator, that's a success. And then
So hold up. My stewardship is a 5.
no, this is your mother's stewardship
Oh, okay.
because traditionally your
I'm
spouse.
sorry.
All right, no, that okay. So you guys are good there because you all got successes
I'm not
How
laughing
is
at your
it 2 a
confusion.
success?
because it's a skill roll.
It's underneath.
It's
yeah.
it's like blackjack.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna roll my 1d20 or 1d20 plus 2. I have a 4, so that's also a success. And that means, with everybody getting successes, everybody is at the normal level of economics or economic status, whatever normal level of wealth. All right.
I
Now-
thought because we were closer to our number, we succeeded because you're at a 2 and our numbers are higher.
In combat, it would matter that way, but for this, excuse me, it's just a matter of cross-referencing my success versus your success, or whatever the other combinations would have been.
Okay. Also, I wasn't laughing at your confusion, by the way. Earlier, I was laughing at the no, it's your mother. But
No, it's all good.
All right.
I just want to make clear, I wasn't trying to. I'm not
Oh,
laughing.
I
at
didn't. I didn't
confused.
even take it that way. You're overthinking it. We're good. It's all good. Everything's good.
Just want to
all
clarify.
gravy. It's all gravy. Okay.
All right.
Now you have a choice to make, and here's how this works. So every year, as a base, as a default, your manor produces 10 librum. Okay. You can choose, and mind you, this 10 librum is everything that after all the taxes and shit. This is what you can actually put in your treasury, essentially. Okay. You can choose to spend some of that and live richly. You could choose to spend more of that and live even more. The next level is
Richly.
yeah, the next level is like superlatively. I'm really surprised I managed to get.
Luxuriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Don't hurt yourself.
yeah. Listen, that's
Jeez.
twice tonight I managed to get words out my mouth just right, but I also countered that with some failures. All right, so to live richly. Oh no, I apologize. You guys don't have enough money, because it actually costs 12 Libram to.
Thanks for getting our hopes up.
Yeah, I
I know,
apologize.
right?
However, with that in mind, you may want to
No.
just let me finish. With that in mind, you may want to consider how you spend money over this next year, and hope to have some additional money set aside for next year. You know, putting money aside when times are good for when the times are bad, or maybe making the next times that are good even better
Or
Oh,
worse.
God.
or worse. With that in mind, money left over after this phase can be saved for next year's expenses or used to purchase items such as fine clothing, manorial improvements, etc., as shown in Chapter 8 of the book. Towards the end of that chapter, there's a whole bunch of lists that show a bunch of different things you can purchase. So if you want to take a look at that and let me know that you want to purchase that, or let me rephrase that. If you take a look at it and you find something you want to purchase, make note of it, and at the next session, we'll figure that out. Everybody good to go? So basically, you have 10 Libram in your pockets right now. You don't have any bonuses or penalties to any of the following rolls that are going to come up. So you guys are all good to go so far. Step 4 is your
Sorry,
stable.
how do you spell Libram?
I'm going to spell it in dice rolling chat real quick. It's
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
All right, step 4 is making your stable rolls. In short, you're going to roll 1d20 for each horse that you own. On a 1 or 2, the horse dies. On a 3 or better, no problems. This does not apply right now, but you're going to eventually start adding a cumulative -1 for each year past 7 years of service for that horse. So this is where earlier I mentioned something about keeping track of your horse's ages. This will be important. But for tracking purposes at this point, just make a note that the horses you currently have were all acquired in 485. And start rolling.
Hold on, 485.
Yep, that's when you got that horse.
I don't even know what year we're in.
This is 485. We're closing out 485 to go into 486.
And what's the
So-
okay? That doesn't make sense though. We're riding baby horses into war.
No.
How old are they?
No. So there's a couple of different potential answers, but here's what I'm going to default to when it comes to determining your horse's age. A horse is born, and then usually, I'm not an equestrian, I'm not a horse trainer, so bear with me here.
God.
But like,
Mhm.
usually within about a year, it starts getting worked on as far as what its purpose is going to be, whether it's a workhorse, a riding horse, a war horse, whatever the case might be. Whatever that's going to be takes a certain amount of time, and obviously training a horse for war takes a lot longer than it does to train it to pull a fucking plow. The short version to this is, don't worry so much about how old the horse is, more about how many years of service you have had that horse. Does that make sense?
Okay, so how many years have we
No.
had that horse in service?
None.
1 year.
This is your first year.
Yeah, this is the first year.
These are brand new out of the box horses. That sounded horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
These are horses
Fresh
that
with glue.
wow.
Mint
Sorry,
conditions.
too much.
Right now there's a PETA
Straight
activist
from
that's
the
angry.
Elmer's farm.
No.
If we'd left in the box, they'd be worth 3 times as much in Japan.
Jesus.
Oh my god, now I have pictures of horses in boxes on shelves.
You know what's great? This is not what we're going to hell for.
No, it's not. Okay, so when it comes to figuring out your age, that's why I said in the description, you're going to start getting a cumulative -1 for each year past 7 years of service for each horse. Theoretically, depending on the type of horse, if you got 7 years of service, it could actually be like 15, 20 years, not 15, but anyway, it could be like many years old. And horses can live, I want to say 20-ish years, maybe a little bit longer. Again, I'm not a horse guy.
Yeah, but for future reference, ballpark-ish, like what is a good well, I know we have the courtiers and the chargers and destroyers. Like what does it say in the book, or what are we looking at for like the cost of a horse? Just
It does
sure.
say in the book. It's in chapter 8. I remember seeing it there. I
Okay.
couldn't tell you what the numbers are off the top of my head.
I'm probably gonna get that answer until your horse. Um,
Wait, what did you just say? I'm sorry.
you said
Oh shit! I just got it.
you've told me about 3 times now to refer to chapter 8 at a later date, and I said I'm probably gonna keep getting that answer until your horse.
See, what I want to point out is that my brain did trigger or tag that as that's a joke. It just didn't register in my conscious brain that it was a joke I needed to pay attention to for current relevance. Uh, okay, that's fair. Talis, I think you're about to ask something.
Yeah, I got sidetracked. Anyway,
Yeah. What's new on this show?
Us too.
Go ahead. Or y'all good?
I thought that anyway was him going like, okay,
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah. Where's my mouse? All right, so yeah, you're gonna
Right
roll
where
one
you
d20,
left it.
and 3 or higher, your horses live. And I want to say you all have 4 horses except for Talus.
I
Who
have
has
5. Yeah. Wait,
So just.
okay.
Well,
Uh,
my
He
war
has
horse
10.
survived.
Honorable has 5. Okay, so do we need
oh,
to do it 4 times?
okay, yeah, I was gonna say too. What you guys can do, especially for tabletop, you can roll
Wait,
all the dice at once.
what are the
3
bad numbers?
3 or better is good.
Okay,
You can roll
I
all
was
the
like,
dice
wait,
at once and just check the individual die. For Krista, you can roll all of them at once,
All
but
my horses are alive.
you had 2 close squeaks though.
Yeah,
3, 4,
shush.
9. Yeah, those 2 fours. Yeah. Wait, did you roll? Was that 16 for your first
The
horse?
first one was
Okay,
16, yeah.
gotcha. Krista, what you could
Um,
do for yours is you can roll all 4d20, right? The problem is it arranges the results high to low.
yeah, I'll just do it one at a time.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's why I did it one at a time. Was I wanted to? I'm like, all right, I want for each
You
horse.
want to know which one it is that you're rolling for. So her first horse
Yeah.
is good. All right, so all y'all's horses are good so far. Just waiting for Krista to finish up with hers.
Technically, the other way
Yeah.
would mean my war horse always survived, which I'm not. Oh no, it would actually mean it's the first to die.
It would be the first if it was the first. I mean, it depends on which one. Like the order you roll them in is totally up to you.
Well, that's
9,
kind of like
7,
that would be
10.
a little.
Yeah,
If
the
you roll them
5.
all at
Okay.
once and you get to pick which one's which, that'd be a little bit cheap.
It would be a little bit, but I think
I was just gonna re-roll
yeah.
until I got better.
Okay, step 5. This is gonna get a little bit more tedious. Okay. If you guys refer to your family trees that I posted a while back in Discord, it's in the PC background info, the images I posted there.
Oh no.
Listen, I'm telling you, you can reference it. I pulled the information off of those family trees for this next step. That information on the family
Okay.
trees was based on the family generation when we did character gen before we even started streaming.
Right.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to tell you how many people you have within a certain age range. You're going to roll that many dice. D20s.
Okay.
Because based on their age, there's slightly different numbers. What you're rolling for is to see if any of them have passed. These are family members that may or may not live through winter phase, and there's, obviously there's any number of reasons why they may pass. I'm just gonna go in the order I have, which is Talus. You're up first.
Fuck. Alright.
You have 6. Excuse me. You have 4 individual children from the age of 1 to 15. So I'm going to need 4d20 rolls.
Oh, for a second I thought you were saying his character had 4 children. I'm like, when
No,
did that
these are
happen?
all like brothers, sisters, cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so
All of them are good
Okay.
because you basically don't roll a 1.
Okay.
The next group is the women in your family, age 15 to 45. You have
Damn it.
2. That's
So
not.
awfully low.
Yeah, there you go. 12 and 18. Okay, one of them, the second one, I gotta look at the spreadsheet now. The second one
Gives birth.
Yes,
To a
actually.
girl.
No, we're gonna get there in a moment.
Fuck.
Give me a second. The second one in the 15 to 40 range. So from here, house night.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm gonna court my cousin.
What
That's
the?
disturbing. Please don't.
I mean, it's period appropriate.
I mean, listen. I have a scene later that is
Can
gonna
we
be
keep
weird.
Mississippi out of this?
Hey, you just offended the entire state of Mississippi. That now they're not gonna watch my stream.
I
Well-
thought it was Ohio, to be fair.
I was gonna say-
Whoa! Okay, that's 2.
Oh,
Come on,
yeah.
guys. That's like 4% of the country. We cannot be fucking with these odds.
Actually, the two states
kidding.
where
Oh
marrying
my
your cousins is
God.
legal is California and New York.
Oh, yikes.
Okay. All right. Let's focus here. Talis, you're about to have a new cousin.
Oh, yay.
Your
I think.
aunt, which for some reason I have listed as a house knight. That shouldn't be the case. You have an aunt named Olwyn, who has given birth.
A boy or a girl?
Well, roll 1d6 for me. If it's an even number, it's a boy.
No. It has to be a girl.
Why?
Because apparently I don't have enough females in the house.
That's
Alright, whatever.
All right, so you have a boy, okay?
Guess it's
Um,
So
more
hold on, did she
meat
make
to
it
the
through
grinder.
childbirth?
Another cousin you
Stand
can't
by.
date.
Stand by. Now, Talis, I need you to roll 1d20 to see if this child makes it through the first year. Now,
Oh,
Did mom survive?
we're getting there. No, mom survives.
Oh, okay.
15. Okay, this child lives. I'm going to need a
Yay.
name.
More meat to the grind. Oh, I don't
More
know.
meat for the blood for the blood god. That's all I heard. You don't need to give me that name right now. Just message me when you have it. you
What's
still
the
have
parent's name? What's the parent's name?
Aunt Olwyn, and from what I can piece together in my notes, Aunt Olwyn is not married, which means this is
Oh
a
my.
bastard.
Fuck.
Yep, that happened. I need
Fuck.
to insert. Yes, cousin. Hang on, I'm updating your spreadsheet right now. Name, year born,
Yay.
45 equals.
Speak- Speaking of to fill the silence, does anybody know the linguistic history of the term "son of a gun"?
Nope.
I don't know if I want to know, and I'm not sure if I could pay attention at the moment because I'm trying to take notes and shit.
It's more for the others
Son
while you're taking
of
notes and to entertain the stream.
Aunt Ol-
But son of a gun actually comes from the fact that sailors, particularly merchant marines, would smuggle ladies of ill repute on board the ship, and they would stow them away inside the cannons.
No,
for
I
initial
see where this
inspection.
is going. I see where this is going.
So children who were born to those women of the night, shall we say, were referred to as sons of the gun.
That makes
Ah.
sense. All right, Talis.
Yes.
Next one. You have 10 men from the age of 15 to 45.
Yeah. We're very male heavy.
It's
I guess
okay.
the male genes are just dominant
The
in my family.
male is not a gene; it's a chromosome.
Chromosome, yes. Anyway, I need
Yeah,
coffee.
roll it.
Time to see who survives.
Yeah, but are
let's
they-
see.
Oh.
15 to 45. Any ones in there? Yeah. Ooh. One of
Only
them.
one.
All right. I need you to roll
Okay,
one.
I
hold
got
on,
one back.
Hold on. Slow down. Slow down. I need 1d20. If you hit clear, it'll clear all the dice. Okay. He survives. They have a close call.
Oh.
Whoever this one is, let me take a look at your spreadsheet, see who it is. First one in that age range is.
I mean, would you say that he would be the chosen one?
Your cousin Gledwin had a very close brush with death over the winter, but they managed to pull through. It was just a really bad fever.
Mm.
Yeah, you can take that note if you want. All right, last one.
No,
Farvel,
okay.
I believe this is your mother. Let me double
No,
check.
don't let her die.
Yeah,
I know
this
what
is-
cured him.
No. This is your mother. I need you to roll 1d20. Don't roll a 1. All right. lives. All right, there you go. That is all your people. I need that. I need you to look up a name for me, and message it to me when you have the opportunity.
What was the mother's name?
The mother's name is Olywin, Olywin. It's on your family tree. I don't know where exactly on there she is, but she is an aunt of yours, unmarried.
When would fit?
I'm sorry. All right, Rev, you're next.
Oh boy.
I need 6 1d20s for your 1 to 15-year-old peoples. All right, they're all good. They just needed to roll not a 1.
Right. I figured.
6 more. This is your women 15 to 45. 2 or less, they die.
How many?
6.
Okay. So 6 again. All right.
His family's more balanced.
Is
Why did it not?
is
I
report
don't think
on?
it.
I've been rolling on that one the whole time. All I did was.
He
Oh,
might have accidentally
You
clicked it
you
off.
turned the print off. All right, roll
Whoops.
again. You get a freebie. Somewhere along the way, print came off.
I'm gonna just mouse over them. Oh, all right. Fruit.
If there's any 2 or lowers, I need to know. He just said fuck it and re-rolled it.
I saw 3 numbers I didn't like, and so I'm like, nope.
You're like, yeah, I didn't get in there. Okay, that group is good. I need, again, 6. This is 15 to 45, both genders. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Ooh, the first one. Let's take a look at your spreadsheet here. See who that first one in the 15 to 45. Or
don't
You
get
know
a
that it
chance to say one?
organizes.
Oh, no!
Omar,
Oh! What'd you say, Taos?
I was gonna say, you know that it organizes the dice roll. It's not the first one.
Does it?
Yeah, does lowest to highest.
It does.
That was my point.
I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, I just heard you
Okay.
say, look
Alright.
at the first one, look at the first one, look
1,
at
2,
the first
3,
one
4,
so
5,
far.
6. All right, I'm just gonna roll 1d6. Okay, the 5th one. That makes things a lot easier for me.
There you go.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Was my mom about to die?
No, your Aunt Gwennon. I need you to re-roll 1d. Yep, 1d20.
Okay.
Just 1. Yeah, there you go. Nope, Aunt Gwennon passed.
Aw.
Feels bad.
I have a random cause of death somewhere, but I forgot to pull it up. So, make something up real quick.
She insulted Terry Crews.
I'm
That
not-
is to say, she died of dysentery.
Oh, God. Jesus fucking Christ. I should have seen it. I was waiting. I was literally, the words, what is the relate, was about to come out my mouth. But you finished the joke, and I should have fucking seen it coming. We're going to call
Just
it
wanna
died
let
of
you know.
dysentery, but goddamn.
You could see that realization happen on the stream too. by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, I'm sure it's
I
written
gotta-
all
I gotta-
over my face that
I
I'm
gotta
not getting
rewatch
it.
that.
Fucking
Oh,
clip
that
that
was
shit.
delicious.
Jesus Christ. All right, that's it for Rev. We're going to move on to Sir Ulrich and his family.
I
All right. 3 children ages 1 to 15. I need you to roll 3d20s. And then if any of them come up in the bad, we'll just roll randomly to figure out who.
okay. Give me a second. 3d20.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Negative ghostwriter. I'm all good.
All right.
It was
good.
too late to clip it. I'll have to clip it after the
I
session.
think, yeah, I think you can clip post once the video's done uploading, saving, whatever. All right,
You
you
can
have
only go
5.
backwards for a minute.
You have 5 women in the ages of 15 to 45. So-
Wouldn't that be 16 to 45?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Okay. I know you're waiting. I can take notes too at the same time, except I'm doing it in pencil.
The age-old pencil.
Oh no.
Ooh. All right, I need you to
Oh
roll
no.
1d5.
1d5 or 1d6?
1d5. The best part about
Oh,
you
that feels
having,
weird.
well, it does feel weird, but because you're in there in the Discord dice rolling,
It feels
we could come up with these
unnatural.
weird numbers.
I know, but
So
it's still
third one.
weird.
No, I agree. It is weird, but it is
Hold on,
convenient.
hold on.
Yeah.
Stop.
What?
Hold up. I want to get back up to my people.
Huh? Oh, you're looking
Where's
for.
the
It's
where's the
in
woman?
PC background info. You'll have to scroll back a little bit because I had the oath in there. So this is the third in the.
What are you talking about?
Oh, this was for the women, 15 to 4, or 16 to 45. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just trying to find which one.
Okay.
Who?
Oh wait. No, 1, 2.
Ignore my dice roll in the
Oh dear.
about. I'm rolling temperate versus indulgent to see if I should have another slice of pizza.
Wow. All right.
The answer is yes. I don't know who told you that you need less pizza, but they lied to you. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life,
Sir
bro.
Ulrich, I need you to roll again. 1d20, please.
Who just died?
I'll tell you in a minute. They're not necessarily dead. This is to see if something death or childbirthy happens.
Oh, good, great, because Ulrich just has great luck.
Mm-hmm.
So I just critical my indulgence, so I'm gonna go get another slice of pan pizza.
You should get
No,
two.
you gotta
That
get
sounds like
You have to
two.
two
get two.
slices.
Yeah, you have to get 2 or 3 now.
Are you even trying the indulgence? Come on now.
All right, 1d20,
All right.
please.
All right, what's my threshold? 12.
Oh, let's see. Oh, you're good. You're
Who
good.
I like.
popped out a baby?
Nothing. It was your mother. She got sick, but she's fine now.
You got lucky.
Lady
Ooh.
Alice. Lady Alice is
Don't do
okay.
that to me.
I know.
Lady
Sorry.
Alice? Why
That-
is her name Alice?
Random number generator / my random ass choosing.
Gross.
Mostly based on whether or not I can pronounce the random name generated. All right, I need you to roll one more 1d20. You have somebody in the 46 to 65 range. It's an uncle.
Actually, in that era, it might have
Alright,
been
shh.
spelled Alice,
Shh,
but
shh,
it's
shh.
pronounced.
Shh.
Elise?
No, I'm just giving Omar a hard time.
Yeah, that's why I was
Oh.
shushing him. I need 1d20 from you, please.
I hear you. Again, I'm doing notes, so you will just have to be patient.
I'm trying to be patient.
I know you are. You just need to
Be
do
better at it.
If he's patient, does that mean your doctor? Oh
No,
my.
No. We're not going there right now.
No, listen, we don't have that kind of money for the copay he's going to require.
Oh.
Also true.
Omar, turn your head and cough. Whew.
No.
Mm,
6. You are good to go.
yay.
All right.
What? Okay, I guess it doesn't
No, that
matter.
just means that whoever that one person is, an uncle, nothing happened. All right. That takes
How
us
come
through
my family
all
members are dying?
No, nobody died.
Mine did. My aunt died.
Oh no, you're right. Aunt
Dysentery.
Gwenna from dysentery. Yeah, she'll be all right. She's dead now. She can't feel anything. Okay. Step
Damn.
6. Step 6. Undergo training and practice. You have
No.
3 choices here. You can only do one.
No.
You can improve skills that are 15 or below. You can improve skills 16 to 20, or you can improve an attribute, trait, or passion.
Okay, so when you say you can improve skills below 15, is that all weapon skills below 15, or just A?
For sake of
I'm
future
trying to
note-
understand.
Yeah. For future reference, if I say skills without any qualifiers, assume combat skills as well.
Right.
But yes, any skill that is 15 or lower, you can go for
Just A
improvement.
though, not all, because it sounded like you were saying.
yeah, not all
all
of them.
skills.
But here I'm trying to give you guys like the simplest choice. But so basically, all right, let me back up and try this. For skills that are 15 and below, you can roll 1d6 plus 1 and assign that value in any combination to those skills. For skills 16 to 20, you can increase one of them by 1 point, or you can improve an attribute, trait, or passion by 1 point. You can only do one of these three options.
Ew, that's dumb. Okay.
I don't make the rules, I'm sorry. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
do kind of
Game
fuck with
master.
the rules, but I don't make the
Mhm.
rules.
Mm-hmm.
Hope I didn't pick up that
Mhm.
static. Sorry.
Just a tiny bit.
For sorry.
Nope, no worries.
Um, for RP purposes, um, Everhart might be inviting um sorry, my Farval over to his estates for some continued jousting practice,
Mm-hmm.
as he recalls how well Farval did, and then we can translate that to increasing my lance, or sorry, my it's
No, Lance was right.
yeah, my lance skill.
Okay, before anybody commits any changes in their skills and whatever, again, you're going to choose to work on one area. Okay? You're going to work on either skills 15 and below, skills 16 to 20, or improving an attribute, trait, or passion.
Right, we only get one.
Correct. So
Quick question.
yeah, go ahead.
The attributes that you're referring to, would that
Statistics.
be like the other column?
Middle top where it has like your size and your strength and your constitution and all that.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious.
Can hmm. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, it's my bad
No,
because
no.
I actually even had in my notes attribute and then statistic in parentheses to remind me, but I read right over it.
I am curious, is from the perspective of the character, how does in what way would their size increase?
Your size doesn't actually.
Okay, so that one can increase.
Correct. So in my notes, I actually have it here, taken straight from the book. A character's size cannot be increased after reaching age 21. Further, character cannot increase any other attribute after reaching the age of 35.
Okay, so that's also useful to know that we have a limited amount of time to increase our attributes.
Right. One more thing I want to point out. If you guys recall from the battle last week, whether you do 4d6 or 5d6, keep in mind that 4d6 is going to have a hard time inflicting damage against opponents. 5d6 has less of a hard time because you have to remember that whatever your potential dice roll is for damage, armor is being subtracted from that before it's actually being applied to your opponent.
Yeah.
So increasing your strength is not a bad idea. Increasing some of your skills may also not be bad ideas, depending on which skills you think you might be using. I would recommend looking at some of the skills that you have used or skills that you might want to use and knowing that they're kind of low. For instance, intrigue is one or gossip is another that I believe start at like anywhere between 2 and 5, and those are pretty low numbers for skills when you think about it.
Right, but we can only pick one, and we were fairly and I'm not saying that anybody else has to stick with this, but my character in particular, with his hate for the Saxons, was specifically ordered to focus on becoming more combat oriented.
This is true. Well, I offer this interpretation of the Earl's words. Practice hard. This is no time for poetry. Can be construed as, right, work on my combat stuff. But there's other things that make me a knight as well. That maybe he was implying some of those things as also. Or maybe you didn't hear it as an order. Maybe it was a suggestion. Maybe it was some personal advice.
I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm just saying how my character would have
I'm
heard it.
just throwing it out there because I like to sow chaos. Also, I want to point out, for skills 15 and below, you can improve multiple skills based on whatever that 1d6 plus 1 is. So it's not just limited to one. Whereas doing 16 to 20 or the attribute, trait, or passion, you can only change one. So that's something else to consider.
Wait, sorry. Repeat that one more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're working on improving skills that are 15 and lower, based on the 1d6 plus 1 roll that you're going to do, you can improve multiple skills. So for
Okay,
instance,
see that wasn't clear.
and that's why I'm
Yeah, that
trying to
was
clear it
not
up now.
clear at all.
No, and that's fine. That may have been my presentation. For skills 15 and below, you're going to roll 1d6 plus 1. Okay? Whatever that number is, you can break that up across however many skills that you can. If you roll a 3, that's 3 skills that can go up by 1. That's 2 skills that can go up by. Math fucking kicked my ass right there.
Oh my god.
One skill can go up by 2 and another by 1, or one skill can go up by 3. Does that make sense? Using that.
Yes.
Now, the other two
You're gonna have to
options.
repeat that one more time. It went straight there one ear and out the other.
It's
I know,
okay.
like legitimately, it did. All right, I'm
I
sorry.
hear.
but
No,
you're
I'm
gonna
not
have to
even
do
mad
it.
at you. I'm laughing
Well, I
because
mean,
the way I explained it, I can totally see that. All right, you're gonna roll 1d6 plus 1, and let's just say, for example, you roll 3. That means you can improve 3 skills by 1 point each, 1 skill by 2 and another by 1, or 1 skill by 3. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah,
So,
yeah. So
and
it's
obviously,
1d6 plus 3.
no, 1d6 plus 1 to be used however you want to use it for those skills that are 15 and below. Or you pick one skill that is at 16 to 20 and increase it by 1 point. Or you improve an attribute, trait, or passion by 1. There are some limits, though.
all right, so how about we just go person by person
Mhm.
and you let us know what role you need next?
Well, the thing is like, it's only a roll if you choose that one option. And I'm trying to give you guys the option so you know what you're wanting to do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this step could get. Listen, after a while, this step gets easier. So, do you want to try to improve a few skills that are 15 and lower? Do you want to improve one skill that is 16 to 20? Or do you want to work on an attribute, trait, or passion? That's the question.
Okay. So,
I want to work on all 3.
You can't. You can choose one.
but remember, this happens every year.
Yes.
So,
Sorry. You had more?
I was gonna say we're gonna have more time to go over this. I do have a question for the interim if nobody else has a further question on that.
Sorry. If we wanted to upgrade one of our weapons, it would go up 3 depending on the roll that we did.
If
That we
that
said, as long as it's not over 16.
correct, if it's 15 and below, you'll have a couple of points that you can use however you want. If it's 16 to 20, you can increase it by only 1. And only one skill can be improved that way.
Oh, and you said we cannot improve. Can we improve our appearance? I'm not saying that.
Yes.
Okay, because that would seem to be something that was intrinsic.
Yes, you can.
Make up for the one, I guess. Make up and heel lifts. Here you go. I'm more.
You're slightly more attractive than you were last year. If that's
Right.
what
No.
you want to do.
No, that's not what I'm gonna do. But
I am going to work on. Sorry, no. Go ahead. I'm speaking out loud. Go ahead.
No. If you declare what you want to do, if you're ready, I've still got questions.
Yeah, if you're ready, go ahead, Talos.
All right, then I'm gonna work on my. I was gonna say my damage at first, but what's the point if your RNG is bad? So you might as well increase it right now before, so that I can do just chip damage, I guess. Instead
Okay,
of
so
just
you want to try to increase.
missing
All right, so you're gonna work on improving one of your attributes.
yeah.
Okay.
You mean one of his? So
Statistics?
One of my weapon skills.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Nope.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, weapon
Okay.
skills.
So, what are your combat skills? Like, which one are you looking at particularly? Are you looking at lance? Are you looking at sword, spear, dagger?
I'm looking at bow.
Okay, what is your bow at right now?
11.
11. Okay.
Oh,
Are there others?
I thought
that
I
you
thought your
wanna-
bow was higher up.
Are there
Nah.
others? Are there other combat or other skills that you want to improve as well?
I
I keep looking at the Discord.
want to
because
say
that's where they
yes,
are.
but you said you only get 3, right?
No, I
Can we-
used 3 as an example. Forget that I said 3.
Oh, okay, then I guess I'll work on my sword as well.
What is your sword?
10.
Okay. So what I need from you, what it sounds like what you want to do, is you're gonna roll 1d6 and add 1 to it.
1d6 and add 1 to it.
Yep.
Do we need to state how many weapons we're looking to improve, or if we
5, so I
want?
got 6.
Okay. I'll answer that in a second, Rev. So you have a total of 6 points to distribute among any skill 15 and below, however you want to do it. So if you want to put all
6.
6 into bow, if you want to split it up somehow, it's totally up to you how you want to do that.
Can you go above 15 with this, since there's that
You
15
could take
wall?
it up to 15. You can't
Okay.
take it to 16. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that because that doesn't make sense. You could take it to 16. You just can't go over 16.
Oh, I thought you
Because-
couldn't go over
because-
15.
Right, because when you hit 16 or higher is when you would spend a single point.
Okay,
on
see, I thought it
only
was
one.
15. I thought it was 15 or higher where you'd spend a single
Alright.
point.
No,
So
16.
then
16.
I'm gonna bring my bow up to 16 and then my sword to 11.
What's your bow at right now?
11. So 5
so 5
points into
and
the
then
bow,
1 for the other.
and then 1 to the
Okay.
sword. Yeah.
All right. Nope, that makes sense. All right. So that is it for you as far as improving your skills and all that. Practice and training is the name of the stage.
Yep.
Rev, what are you looking at? What do you want to? What do you want to do here?
Farvel, would you want to, just for like lore purposes, are we getting together to do weapons training, or are we each doing our own thing?
I'd be totally down to do weapon training.
Okay, so it's just a little bit of RP there. So yeah, I'll do what that basically answered sort of my musing. I'll essentially do weapons training as well,
Okay.
and I'm going for weapons below 15.
Okay. So yeah, same thing. 1d6 plus 1, and then apply that number of points, however you like, for any of your skills, combat skills, whatever. 15 and below.
Okay, need to get the right window up, and you said I'm so a D6 and adding a 1.
Correct.
If I can click on the right tab, there we go.
I'm watching his little red hand go flying all over the screen. It's actually kind of
Yeah. I'm curious as to what he'll roll.
Oof.
Ooh.
You
I
have
am-
reroll tokens. You have reroll
That-
tokens.
That seems like a reroll token area.
Yeah, reroll that bad boy. All right, 4.
4.
So much
4.
better than a 2.
Yeah, so much better.
So for the viewers that may have missed that, he rolled a 1, which would have given him only 2 points to improve his skills. All right, so yeah, however you
Okay.
want to break that down, you got 4 points to spread across all your
Should I
skills.
should I declare that between all my skills or just my
No.
weapon skills?
Yeah, no, no, all skills or combat skills that are 15 and lower.
Okay.
So it's entirely up to you. Like I know you said you want to work on your weapon skills or what have you, but it's up to you wherever you want to put it.
Okay.
All right, and that completes that step for you. We're gonna move on to Sir Ulrich.
Yes.
How are we feeling? Are we still confused
It
on this
is my
step?
turn. I mean, probably, but it's whatever.
It's okay. I can walk you through it.
I want to do something different than the boys.
Okay.
I want to increase my strength.
All right. Increase your strength by 1 point, and then recalculate anything that strength applies to.
That's it. That's all I do.
That's it. That's all you have to do. So your strength.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Hold on.
Well, not quite. Okay, so your strength was a 12. It's now going to be a 13. And then for the things
Yeah.
that include strength, you have your healing rate, strength plus constitution divided by 10. So strength is 13. That's
What?
29. If you look at those 5 things directly beneath appearance, and like your strength
Oh,
plus
yeah,
size
yeah.
divided by 6 equals how much damage you do. The healing rate, the move rate, you'll have to recalculate those. They probably won't change because this is only the first time you've done it, and the way math works. But you'll want to take a look
Well,
at those and double check.
Yeah, I understand that, but I also want to see if it's worth it because, yeah.
Fair.
Oh, it's
shit.
too late. You've declared now.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
hush. So it may not make
We're learning. I'm joking.
it may not make much difference this time. It may make a difference.
Hold on a second. I have a question.
Go ahead.
If I get a 4.6, I round up to 5, yes?
Yes, because we round as
Okay.
normal.
All right, well, I guess I'm sticking with this choice.
Okay, so did that just change you from a 4d6 to a 5d6 damage?
I did.
Okay.
Nice.
See, that's where the math really comes in. Where like, what I was gonna say was, this year making a 1 point change may not make much difference, but if you do the same difference next year, it may make something different.
I was looking at a 10 skill for my lance, which seems to be pretty important as far as night combat goes.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
I'm gonna have to put 4 years worth of stat points into strength before I can get another D, and I'm already at 5d6.
I'm gonna look at that real quick just to see. I think you're at, where are you? 5. So your strength is
I ran the math already, but you can
13.
check.
Yeah. And then what determines is your size. You can't change your size anymore. So, okay, you might be right depending on how the numbers fall. I'm not going to crunch all the numbers.
Well, the way I did it is I would have to get my strength up to shoot, I closed the calculator. I would have to get my strength up by 4 points, which would get it to I have to get my total strength and size up to either 33 or 34 for that to kick over to 66.
And that makes that checks out because of the way the numbers generally run. Speaking of numbers and crunching them, the next step is to compute glory. All the things that you have done in the previous year get added up.
Yay.
So,
Where's my glory piece of paper?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's like 2, maybe 3 steps here that apply to you guys right now. The first step is adding up all the glory that you have earned this year. That would be the glory from, if I recall correctly in order, the glory from the bear. No, back up, because a couple of you guys had glory from the horse race and the little mini tournament.
The tournament
and then the hunting down the bear. You had glory from the feast and getting knighted. I believe Farvel got an extra little bit of glory because he actually made the leap.
Yep.
And then you have glory from the feast, if I haven't said that already. Then you have glory from the battle from last week. And if you've been keeping track of all the times you've earned glory, this should be a relatively easy task. And also part of the reason why I'm not tracking your glory, because that'd be doing it 4 times.
I kept track of it in the notes and on my character sheet, but all the notes that I kept on my character sheet are gone.
Didn't save.
So, yeah.
I'm
gonna have to figure out why it's
I earned 1,340 glory.
That does not sound right. Wait. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that.
That sounds about right, actually.
That might not. No, I forgot, because in my head I was already calculating the fact that he probably had somewhere between 150 and 200 from character generation. Your 1,300, whatever you said, was what you've earned this total year so far, correct?
Yes.
Not including what you started with, correct?
No.
Good. Okay, we're on the right track.
This is what I earned this year. I made a paper that I was just going to use until the end of the year, and that's what I've had.
Yeah, no. That's. I don't want to say that I was telling you guys what to do, but that was exactly what I was recommending. Is that each year, either a separate sheet of paper or a separate file on your devices, in order to keep track of all that. Krista, how are you looking for adding up all of Ulrich's glory so far this year?
I got glory for creating the bear. I got glory for.
Hold on, Talis. You're speaking out loud again, or thinking out loud.
I guess. I mean, I didn't really get a lot of glory. I fell in the fucking mud. That's what I did.
I think you did more than that.
Okay, so I didn't win the horse race. What was the glory that we got? Does anybody have notes on what glory we got for the tourney? Not that even though, because
I got glory for the tourney. I think it was 5 glory.
I think
Okay,
Talos was the
so
only
only
one
the winner.
that. Yeah, I
Okay.
think he was the only one.
Okay, so I didn't get glory for that, but then the bear hunt, I don't seem to have notes on.
Uh,
Everyone should have gotten 10 glory for hunting.
Okay.
Or
And
at
then
least that's what my notes have.
that sounds right. Without going back into my notes.
Yeah, and then we also got 10 glory for the kill, and
Well, you would have gotten 10 glory for the kill.
or yeah, I got 10 glory for the
But you
kill, and
got,
then I also
well,
got
hold on.
glory for critting the bear with my bow.
Did I not give you guys glory for
You
killing
gave
the
us
bear as
30.
well as doing your first unchaperoned hunt?
Yeah, you gave us 30 glory for the first unsupervised hunt.
I was
Yeah.
thinking,
Okay.
so it's 10 and 30 or just 30?
I think 30 total.
I don't have anything that says 10.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
it was
probably
10 and 20 then. I remember
Okay.
there was a distinction because it was 10 for killing the bear, plus 10 for Farvel for the actual kill shot, plus 20 for your first unchaperoned hunt, plus any criticals you had during that particular scenario.
That sounds about right. And I have the glory for the feast and everything else. So,
Yep.
and then the battle itself, I have a note down here that for the what I killed, I got 175 glory gain for the battle.
That sounds right too. Okay, so Rev, what's your total so far that you've earned for the year?
I'm adding it up as we speak.
All right, Talus, do you have that number?
Sorry, for the
Just-
entire year
just
or
for the year,
in
just for the
total
year.
now? Yeah, I've had it added for a while.
Okay, go ahead.
1,340.
1,340. Okay. And then is Ulrich's ready?
I am going back through my notes just to make sure I have the correct stuff.
Okay.
So, kind of, sort of, but not yet.
Okay.
All right, I believe, counting everything up, mine is 1275.
So 65-point difference, but Talus did have a handful of different things that applied to him, not to everybody else. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Ulrich ready or still going through notes?
I think
Either
he
way.
also got more points at the feast.
I think he did too. Yeah.
I have 1345.
Oh, wait, what?
No, that might check out. She got, if I remember correctly, it was Talus and one other that had some decent points from the feast, that the other two didn't get. And
Well, also, I
there
think
was
she
like
got,
a, it was
she
almost
got
like
several
a.
she got several different criticals, so and that added up. Sure.
Yeah, because I got 150 for the battle, 15 for kills, 2 10s for literally participation trophies. The 1,000 for getting knighted, 40 glory from feast night, 10 glory from feast night.
Okay.
5 glory for that. Like, yeah, it's just
Okay.
that's what it was.
Okay. All right. The next step, you're going to take glory from your famous traits or passions, and how you do this, you'll look at your character sheet, and for any trait or passion at 16 plus, that's how many points you get. I know I phrased it a little weird. It's okay.
Wait, so if I have
me to phrase it?
energetic of 16, then I get 16 glory points?
Correct. So yeah, looking at Talus's, or excuse me,
I only got
Farvel, you
one
get
then.
16 for the energetic, and I'm
Hmm.
That's
gonna
it.
give you a 16 hate. That seems weird to give you glory for. Well, no, the rules didn't specify.
The rules
So
are
I
the
get
rules.
I get 20. I get 27 glory for my hate
I'm
section.
double checking, but
That's amazing.
your character. This is literally from the book. Glory from famous traits
Oh.
and passions. Your character receives glory equal to the value of any traits or passions with a value of 16 or higher.
Okay, so
Yeah,
plus 16
so
for the hate
that
of Irish.
hate 26 for the Saxons, for Everhart, he gets glory for that shit. I think I think
27.
what that works out as, like, if you try to figure out like how that would apply in the real world or whatever, is
It's
he's
just him bragging
known.
he hates them.
Well,
Yeah.
it glory is a representation, among other things, of how well known you are, how famous you are.
Yep.
And with a hatred of 26, like, people know that fucking Everhard fucking hates Saxons. Like, a lot. And people know that. So yeah,
And
any trait or passion at 16
and
plus, add all that together, and then when you guys have that number, let me know, please.
okay,
I'm
that's
done.
gonna be
Um,
that's 45 for me.
God damn.
1,372.
That takes you,
what about
Tals.
rolling for like horsemanship? Like, can I get some glory for that?
I probably gave you that when you criticaled horsemanship.
Hold on. Did you just say 4,000?
No,
It
it's not
No,
1,000.
no.
It sounded like you said 4,000. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from?
I have a hate of Saxons or Irish of 4,000.
What? Speak English. You have
Yeah.
16 and 16. It's
Yeah,
32,
shut up.
dude. So that's 32 for you. Ulrich, what are we looking like?
1361 total.
1361 total. All right.
And then
Now,
I add that to my glory that's on the sheet, yeah?
I'm double checking my notes, but I think yes, because nobody has any special honors or ambitions. Nobody got married. So yeah, you'll
Oh,
add
fuck
all
no.
that up. You'll add up your new, Jesus Christ. Add it to what you started play with, which would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 200 apiece or something like that.
Ow.
Whatever it was individually. And I will need to know your new grand total going into 486.
God, you're so needy.
Well, it's because I have to update some slides. Jesus Christ, it just sounded like I was
Ulrich
back in the army.
is at 1510.
1510?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I said.
Double checking. All right.
Oh, we didn't fill in my glory earlier. Shoot. I gotta look at my notes and see where I left my
I don't know if
last
I have
glory.
notes from that either. Well, I mean, I have it. Hold on. Keep looking on your end. I know where I have it. I gotta find it because I have it in your slide. You had 208 according to my
Yeah,
notes.
so plus 208.
Well, if I can do math right, I'm at 1617.
Okay.
1580.
1580. All right.
God damn.
All right. The final step, you're going to add bonuses from glory. So, here's how this works. I'm going to read this, and then we'll dissect and answer questions, etc. Add bonuses from glory. A bonus point for crossing each 1,000 points is earned. Bonus points must be spent now and can be spent to raise an attribute, trait, passion, skill, or combat skill. If a trait or passion is increased to 16 or higher through this bonus point, the associated glory earned with it is not applied until next year. Be sure to make a note of that so it is properly accounted for when the time comes. Any questions? Where did I lose you?
So we only get one skill point.
You have one bonus point that you can put on any attribute, trait, passion, skill, or combat skill. And you get that
Ooh.
because you went over 1,000 points.
I'm gonna
Is
add
that
it.
including weapon skill, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm sorry. I thought we got 1 point to add to traits. I'm sorry.
No. You can add 1 point to any one attribute, trait, passion, skill, or combat skill. So, Rev, you mentioned something you needed to increase like 4 points in strength in order to change your damage. You can put that 1 point that you just got right now and put it in strength if you want, or you can put it in lance or wherever.
Mm.
And if a trait or passion goes to 16 or higher, whatever glory you would have gotten from that does not get applied this year. It gets applied next year.
Okay, so if we have a weapon skill that's 16, does that count towards the glory or just traits and passions?
It's
Now to
just
be
traits and
clear.
passions.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do it. I was debating between putting a point into valorous and putting a point into strength.
Well, okay. Before you commit, I want to offer this. I want to throw this at you. The chivalric bonus includes increasing your hit points, if I'm not mistaken. Increases a couple of different things, almost directly related to combat.
Oh shoot, that fucking works out for me. I'm upgrading my strength. It goes up to 5.3 after.
Which is
Or my
still
damage
5d6.
anyway. Yeah, no, I'm at 46 right now. I
Well,
go up to 5d6.
in that case, yeah, then do it. If that's what you want to do with it, it's your free point.
That's what I'm doing. I'm upgrading my strength to 14.
I do want to remind you again for clarity as to what I just said. The chivalric bonus, which requires 16 or higher in each of the, I think, 6 traits related to your religion. And I don't remember what they all are. Never mind. It's chivalric bonus. It gives you extra cool stuff. If you have specific traits at 16 or higher, but they all have to be at 16 or higher.
Oh yeah, that's
Not all traits, but all the ones specifically related to your religion.
All the ones that have an asterisk next to them are chivalry bonus ones.
Mm-hmm.
So energetic, generous, just, merciful, modest, and valorous.
Correct.
that wasn't for everyone though. Oh no, we marked it. That's right.
There's the chivalric one, and then there's the religious bonus.
Wait, so if
And
it's
the
over,
religious bonuses are the ones that we marked.
Correct.
wow, you guys are losing me. Hold up.
It's because we're going too fast.
So the ones with the asterisk next to it is the one that's for our religion. It has to be over
No.
what?
No.
No, the religion one
No.
is the one I had you guys mark individually.
Yeah, I marked it with an asterisk.
Well, because and the reason why I point that out is because on the character sheet when it's printed, it has a asterisk next to it already.
That's already on it. I put it next to my number of what that level is.
Oh, I got where you're going. Okay, all right, we're more or less on the same page. We're just speaking different languages. It's fine.
Yeah,
I do this all the
so what number does it have to be at?
They all 6 of them have to be at 16 or higher in order to get 96.
That's not happening.
But I'm pointing it out because
Yeah.
you have a bonus point, and if you're working towards one of those bonuses, this is a time to put an extra point in there, essentially for free. Not really free because you have to earn 1,000 glory, but so you get this bonus point anytime you cross over 1,000 point milestone. Is essentially what this final step is. But currently, I'm actually a little. I was not expecting this result. I was thinking Sir Farvel was going to be at the highest glory, but as it is right now, Sir Everhart has the most glory.
There. Yeah.
Currently, we don't know what Sir Harold is at. Sir Harold is in Discord and is not in this call right now. I'm a little bit. Oh, I just totally called her out too.
Sure did.
My bad. My bad.
Way to go, asshole.
Yep, that's my asshole power. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Maybe you should re-roll for that.
What, my asshole power?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like a 50d6 roll. I'm not doing that right now. Any questions? How are we feeling about Winterface? Is anybody confused or anything that they need to retouch, or are we good? Can we?
I'm re-rolling some other numbers since I changed my strength. Give me just a second.
Re-rolling other numbers. Oh, you're
He's
recomputing.
doing all the different calculations.
He said re-rolling, and I'm literally picturing in my head that he's trying to roll other dice behind me or behind my back or something. I don't know why.
Yeah. I'm totally shadow DMing this game.
Glad somebody is.
Whoa.
I'm really just kidding.
I know.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. If I hurt your feelings.
Oh,
I think I'm going to take my free point in Lance.
Okay, that's a great place to put it.
Because if I put another free point into strength, it's not going to
have an immediate
do anything.
Impact.
Or actually, hold up.
Yeah, I said that immediate impact, and you're like, but if I don't do it now, I never will.
Fuck you and my ADHD. Don't. Ew, I hate how you laugh like that.
That's my evil GM laugh. That's actually my evil asshole laugh, but whatever.
I know.
For the statistics, right?
I'm sorry, what?
When you're doing the math for like your damage, your healing rate, your move rate.
Yes.
Do we round up?
Round off.
Round off.
0.5 goes up, 0.4 goes down.
Okay.
Okay, I think all my other numbers stay the same.
Yeah, you're not, on a single point, not a lot of change is gonna happen.
I am well. I'm on a hair's breadth away from going up to I think more healing rate.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But not yet.
Right on. All right. Round the horn. Sir Everhart, how we feeling about winter phase? We good? We can lock it in.
I believe so.
Sir Farvel,
Yep.
Sir Ulrich.
Sorry, what was the question?
And
How
so
we
our,
feeling
our
about winter
homework,
phase? Can we lock it in?
and to clarify, our homework is deciding if we want to spend any of our money.
Uh, that
No.
would be one of the parts. One part of your assignment. Yes.
Okay.
There'll be another one. I'll give you guys 3 guesses.
Oh,
The dog ate that part.
Nope. I hope not. Because if there's ever a question between what you're telling me and what I'm looking at, my answer's gonna fly because that's the record I have.
The power
Oh.
went out and I lost my data.
Yeah, I got
Are
nothing
you
for
serious?
you. No, he's fucking with me.
Son of a bitch. Jesus.
I'm trying to drop a hint. What I'm trying to say
Where
is the
is
other part of your
gullibility on
homework
that?
assignment is going to be updated character sheets sent to me so that I can save them, so I can reference them when needed.
Meh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
whatever.
hope that
See-
I hope we don't have a confusion or anything, because my
So
copy's gonna trump.
if I mark it down that my current hit points is 50, are you gonna double check that?
I'm going to have questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm definitely going to be sitting there going, that doesn't sound right.
So I am now updating my glory on my character sheet, yes?
Yes. Make
And
sure
not
you
just in notes? Okay.
correct. Yes. This gets applied to your current glory or whatever it says on your character sheet. Let me double check. Let's see what it says. Your
So
glory
you're like
right there in the banner.
10?
I'm sorry. One more
Okay.
time.
Nope, I got it. You answered it. Thanks.
Yeah. Whatever it says in that, this is the number you put in that glory, the banner or whatever.
Yeah. Do I have any distinctive features?
We never rolled those.
I was gonna say, what's your appearance score?
I
Because your
mean,
appearance,
it was appearance of 1d20.
No. Appearance was it was a number that you determined based on a pool of points.
Oh, okay. I'm at appearance 11. I don't know whether or not that's like homely or I feel like that's average, middle of the road.
It is, but based on that number, you get a certain number of possible.
if I recall,
you get
you
one.
might get one.
You get one distinctive feature, and what you'll do is you'll roll 1d6, and that will give me basically a location or source of what that distinctive feature is.
I took it to be an either or. You could pick like maybe I didn't because this is the way it is in some other RP systems. If you don't know what you want, you can just roll.
Yes.
And you can roll with it. But if you do know what your distinctive feature to be, you can just pick it
Oh, okay.
to go with your character. And I'm asking Omar if that's how he's handling it or if he gets strictly off of the rolls.
Well, what I'll do is you'll roll for, I guess you could say, location or source, and then choose or come up with something relating to that part, if that makes any sense. Like in this case, something on your body, Sir Ulrich, whether slouched, barrel-chested, hunchbacked, fine-haired, tall, thin, broad-shouldered, high-shouldered, very muscular, burly, squat, smooth skin.
All right, what's a 3?
3 is facial expression. Bright-eyed, proud, sneering, haughty, nice smile, hidden by beard, straight teeth, dour, cheerful, squint, piercing glance.
Wait, what are we rolling for?
Stand by. Distinctive feature. It's not terribly important. It just adds flavor to your
I just
roleplay.
wanted like a scar.
Okay. No, if you
Like
want a scar
something
on your
like-
face, go for it.
Although this is England. You know what? Never mind. I'm sorry. It's England. I want straight teeth.
There you go. Straight teeth. Not only is it England, but it's England in the Dark Ages. Straight teeth
Yeah,
is going to be
I'll value
really
my
cool.
teeth. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Pages
Yeah.
is actually a misnomer.
Fuck me. Is it a missed Omar?
Oh,
Yeah, I've got some puns too,
he's
mother.
so proud of himself.
So what was 2?
2 was something related to your body, like chest and torso.
Remind me what page that's on.
37 in the book. PDF is
And
gonna be
how
plus
do
or
we
minus.
how do we decide what it is that's on my chest or
I
torso?
can assign one. You can pick one. You can come up with something. You can roll a handful of dice and see what happens. I
You
keep
could
looking
have
at
a
the
mark of the
Discord.
fairies on your chest.
You could. Actually,
I'm
no,
gonna
that
go
wouldn't. I mean, that wouldn't.
with.
That actually, you know what? That could work either way, regardless of what your religion is. You could be fey touched even if you are Christian.
Oh, and that's why you hate the Irish.
No,
Yeah,
he
there
hates
you
the
go.
Irish because his dad hated them because his dad's grandfather's best
Because his
friend's
dad was
uncle.
touched by the Fae too.
I'm just making shit up at this point. Anyway,
That's what this is.
no, I know. This whole thing is made
Okay.
up. It's all made
That
up,
is the
and the numbers.
assignment.
It's all made up, and the numbers don't matter. Anybody? Anybody? Come on, somebody, please.
I got it.
Okay.
Who was that? What was that from?
Whose line is it anyway? I'm holding my face in shame right now because only one other person got it. I'm old.
I don't. I didn't. I mean, I've seen the show, but I didn't memorize it like you, weirdo.
I guess you
Jeez.
could say that everyone else drew a blank.
Okay.
Ah,
I
oh
remember
my.
before Drew. What's his name? Drew Carey? No, it's not Drew Carey.
Drew
That was
Carey.
the reference.
Yeah. I was there before he was the host. Anyway,
Do you mind if I go AFK for a minute?
I
I'm
was
gonna
just gonna
go
say if we
pack
could
my
wrap
room
this
in.
up, we could take like a 10-minute break because I might need one after all that.
Yeah.
So I get two features because I'm handsome.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It also.
Okay,
Oh
I'll be back in
All
10
right,
minutes.
hold on.
So
All right,
I'll
for the
see you at
stream,
8:50.
for my friends on the stream, my viewers, we are going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, give or take. If you're watching on YouTube, I guess fast forward until I figured out how to be a better video editor type person. But anyway, we'll be back shortly.
Coffee.
Now for the pun intermission.
No.
go back to being good.
No,
John, you in the
I've
wrong
corrupted the
stream.
channel.
No, stop. Okay, all right, friends, we are back. Hopefully you had a good break. We had one. We had Krista and I had
Tequila.
Krista and I had tequila, but we also had a
Yay.
brief conversation about mediocrity.
Yo, stop it. Stop it. Just because I came up with my house motto, just shh.
I need to tell you. You said house motto. Now I have to explain. So, the
Oh,
running gag obviously is
God.
about how Sir Ulrich is this mediocre knight and how he's always trying to prove himself because his parents, his grandparents died too early, etc., etc., etc.
Or they were stuck on barrack duty. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah. There's a fair amount of that too. So we decided that her house motto should be mediocrity at the bare minimum. Because why would you try harder?
No,
Did I say it wrong? I said it wrong.
you
I
you
always
said it
fuck up the
wrong.
delivery.
I know, which is why I was waiting for you to let me talk, but nope. Here we
Why would I
are.
let you? No, I'm sorry. That was rude. Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And you wonder why I'm single. Mediocrity at its bare minimum, because why would you try harder?
There we go. Yeah. My delivery sucked. It was her idea. Her delivery was better.
As always.
All right, we're going to go ahead and continue here. We've got about an
Wait.
hour-ish left in the stream for tonight, so let's go ahead and move to the next stage.
Does your delivery always suck?
Yes.
Not the delivery
does.
for which I get paid.
That's what I was implying.
I
Anyway,
know. Yeah. No, I've had some. I actually hit 22 stops an hour yesterday, which is my new personal best. So,
Nice job. Get that work in.
yeah, I was sweating and it was like 40-something degrees outside. That was weird. I want to talk about.
Must have been a first. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you shut your mouth, boy. Let's talk about the knights for
He
whom
knows his
you
old
guys
man.
have. I'm talking.
No.
All right, focus. I want to talk about the knights for whom you guys
Anyway, here we
squired.
were.
Oh my fucking god! You guys squired for knights before you became knights. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some notes here.
Good for you.
But what I need you guys each individually to do is roll 1d6.
1d6.
Yep. Okay. And did she? Nope. Waiting for Ulrich's.
I
Okay.
did.
All right. Cool. Short-term memory is shit, so I gotta check my notes. Rev, you rolled a 5. Yes, that was. Yep.
See.
Okay. We'll start with you. You were squired to a young knight by the name of Sir Cultram, the son of a Cymric man and Irish woman, sworn to the Master of Broughton. He was unmarried. He also died at the Battle of Mount Damon. It was the big final battle in 484, where I believe your dad actually, not your dad, but Everhart's dad died.
Right. How would I be squire if I was fairly young at the time? How would I be squire to a knight who died then?
Because you were still squiring last year. In the year 484, you were a squire.
Oh, my dad only died last year. I thought it was earlier than that.
One of y'all's dad made it, like, literally almost to the very, very end of...
Oh! It was.
Am I getting it confused? Was
It was Holly.
Yeah, it was Holly.
Was it Holly's character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my dad died in the
Okay,
big
well, never
climactic
mind.
battle.
My memory is shit. And why would you believe anything I say?
I was assuming it was the same climactic battle you were just talking about, which is why I was
Now,
confused.
well, yeah. So it was that same big battle at the end of character generation, Mount
The
Damon.
ambush and the follow-up.
Yep. That is where
Yeah,
your knight, for whom you were squiring, died. So you don't necessarily have to put any input in right this moment, but what you'll need to keep or maybe think about as far as your character's progress for the rest of his life is how does that impact Sir Everhart? You know, he was a squire for this guy. I have a couple more notes that I'll go over in just a second, but you know, his death before you finish squiring, albeit right near the end. You know, what kind of impact does that have on Sir Everhart? What are his feelings about the Saxons? Obviously, he hates the Saxons like
I was gonna say,
crazy.
do I get to roll another dice for hate Saxon because I feel like his dad and his knight trainer died to Saxons.
I feel like I want to say yes, but I'm going to go with no, and I'll say that between your family history with the Saxons and this knight, and just the nature of Kimrick's fighting Saxons, that this is just where you ended up with that passion of 26.
Okay.
Couple more notes here. Sir Caltrum appeared elegant, but with a brawny physique, small eyes, thin black hair, considered courteous but cruel, and also values generosity. So there's some interesting dynamics there. Known only to Sir Arthur, well, not only, but perhaps not everybody knew this, but Sir Caltrum had a quiet love for killing his opponents, preferring to slay them instead of ransoming them. He was a pagan, and he kept his thoughts on Christianity strictly to himself. So how that probably manifested how it appeared to Everhart was, he was a pagan, but he did his pagan rites, out of sight of everybody else, or just kind of kept to himself, kept a very close personal relationship between him and the Lord and the Lady, or whatever other spirits he may have preferred to follow.
Oh, I hounded him about it. I brought it up all the time. I was
Yeah, I
pulling
feel
out
like
the family Bible every opportunity.
yeah, I definitely feel like Everhart would have been bringing up Christianity and God loves you and all that other stuff many times, but I think Sir Caltrum would have just taken it in stride and be like, "Yep, I'm sure he does. Thank you, But other than that, was probably generally non-committal to anything Christian related. So I'm gonna write his name in dice rolling chat real fast for you, just so you can make a note.
Okay.
Sir Caltrum.
I'll grab it later, and I should be able to remember those few details.
Broughton is one of the other manors in the county, but that's where he. So like he was a house knight for whoever the manor holder, manor lord, manor master, whatever the hell you want to call him. And then if you want more notes, I'll send them to you later.
It's normally a woman that runs the manor, right?
I keep wanting to say lord of the manor, but that implies something closer to higher nobility than
right.
Excuse me, than what you guys really are.
Well, I was just gonna say call her Miss Manners.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, Farvel.
Yeah.
You squired for a knight who is still living. His name is Sir Bran. He's a Cornish knight originally from Tintagel, but of late serves Earl Roderick as the master of Woodford with his wife Gwyneth. I'm going to throw those names in the dice chat as well for you.
Wait a minute, Sir Bran flaked on who he served?
Oh, stop it. Fuck. God damn, man. Master of Woodford. Also, Sir Bran has a son, but I don't appear to have generated a name for him, so whatever. He is expected to start squiring soon. I have in here in a couple of years, so he's probably like, going into 486, let's say he's 13. I'm going to type that into chat just real fast, too. Has a 13-year-old
Is Sir
son.
Bran a bit of a stud muffin?
Stop it. Stop. Jesus. Some other notes. Where am I?
He was focused on good digestion.
Shh. Stop. I'm going to mute you. Aged man. He's in his late 40s, but he still remains ever alert. Robust physique, curly blonde hair. Idealistic, but some say flippant. Values mercy and has a passion for life. And enjoys many things available to him. He's also a British Christian, which I believe Farvel is as well.
Yep.
However...
No.
Or are you... No, you're the Roman Christian.
Christian.
Yeah. Okay, well, the same type of Christian. Or not same type. I was going to make a joke, but it didn't. It fizzled. Sorry. However, one, we'll say flaw for Sir Bran is that he is something of a hedonist. But anyway, those are my notes on him. If you have any other questions, I can answer them real quick. I didn't really put a whole lot of development into these people. These are meant for, background or reference and people that you can seek out for the ones that are still living. Contacts, if you will, as a term from other game systems. Moving on to Sir Ulrich. You squired for a weary knight named Sir Arthwis, once from Glevham County, which is another county in the kingdom, but now sworn to the Master of Baverstock, and is presently unmarried. He's elegant with a wiry physique, pale eyes, and thick blonde hair. Considered honorable, but is known for gluttony, despite otherwise valuing spirituality. So he's got a high metabolism, so he eats a lot. And there's something in there about, he's got a pretty high spiritual score, but he's not necessarily the most Christian of Christians, which probably works out just fine for Sir Ulrich, who is not Christian at all. Sir Arthwis is known for their hatred of the Romans and views himself as a field soldier bound for battle and the opportunity to defeat the Romans and other enemies of the king. And I'll put his little thingy in here. Sir Arthwis.
Did you say he was a weary knight?
Weary. I said weary and wiry, actually.
Okay, because you let off with weary, and I was picturing like, the whole mediocrity joke that we're playing into, and I was picturing, so like anytime they wouldn't do something right, they'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that actually
And
checks out.
And so their squiring was a bit lackadaisical, and that's
So that
why
might
we are
be
where we are.
that even just further adds to the mediocrity joke in the fact that here's this old, well, not necessarily old, but definitely like, I'm just tired of dealing with this shit. All I want to do is go out to fight, and we're not fighting enough, And when it comes to like the day-to-day training a squire to become a knight, he's just kind of like phoning it in.
If that's the way she wants to go with her character, it just popped into my head, and I wanted
Yeah,
to...
no, that definitely checks out with everything else. But yeah, obviously Krista will have the final word on all of that.
I'm sorry, on what? I wasn't paying attention because it's not my turn yet.
No, it was
It
your
is your
turn.
Shit.
I gotta read all that again. Fuck.
Oh
Sir,
my fucking god, I'm an asshole.
it's okay.
Sorry.
I'm a bigger asshole. Sir Ulrich.
I mean, you're
damn.
not wrong.
Sir Ulrich squired for a weary knight named Sir Arthwis, once from Glevham County, but now sworn to the Master of Baverstock, and is presently unmarried. He appears elegant.
Of course he is.
He appears elegant, with a wiry physique, pale eyes, and thick blonde hair. He's considered honorable, but is known for gluttony, despite valuing spirituality. They are known for their hatred of the Romans and views himself as a field soldier, bound for battle and the opportunity to defeat the Romans and other enemies of the king. And they're a British Christian, but not really solemnly practicing.
Ew. Okay. What? I don't even want to take notes about him.
That's not even how I spelled his name wrong.
And so what we were saying, as far as something that you could have the final say on, was being the whole weary thing and playing into your joke of mediocrity. It could very much be that was partly due to your training of like you'd be doing something and be like, yeah, whatever. Like he didn't really as Omar said, he phoned in your training.
Yeah.
On the day-to-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks. Great.
If you want. It doesn't have to be that way.
No, yeah,
It
it's up to
have
you.
to be that way.
Yeah. So there's
What
a
other
note.
option is there?
Yeah, so there's the notes for the people to whom you were squired. If you want more information, let me know offline, and I'll get it to you. The only information I really put in Discord chat was just their names and where they're at, where in the county.
Am I
you can find them.
rolling?
Nope.
Anything?
Nope, not yet. Not yet.
What was his
Should I
name?
take notes down about like who the hell this dude was?
It's in dice rolling.
Oh, good.
His
I'll
name
just
and where he is.
The point of it, as Omar said earlier, he might be a useful contact for you later down the line.
Yep. Something to add a little context to your characters for historical continuity. Because obviously you guys squired for somebody. The only difference was Sir Everhart's Sir Caltram. He died at the Battle of Mount Damon. At this
I
point,
want to contact him, Neil, and say, Sir Caltrum, if you can hear me.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, moving on.
Historic mediocrity.
Historic mediocrity. Because why would you try harder?
Yeah.
All right, so Farvel, Jesus.
Yes.
At the Easter feast of 485, you had a
Yes.
couple people that you interacted with.
Yeah, tons of people.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was two in particular that I'm focusing on
Yeah.
right now.
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of them was a girl and a conversation about lances.
Euphemism.
You know what? Just for the
That is what
record,
they were.
for the record, I went back and listened to that video before the session that wasn't. And when we got to that section, it was bad. Like,
I was biting my tongue.
It took Krista to speak up and be like, "Yo, listen, he's not talking about lances. He's talking about lances."
Lances. With the air quotes.
Yeah. So let's start with the
Hey,
priest.
someone could have said that earlier, right?
I was trying to. So for the record, though, I was trying to
I'm a
open the
pure,
door.
innocent Christian boy.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
For the record, I was trying to present the opportunity and allowing for that to be an option. I just didn't want to lead you to the water to make you drink it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad with my analogies. So anyway,
You really have to, yeah.
I need to interact with more people to get better, but that's not going to happen because I don't like people. So the first person that you actually interacted with was a priest.
Yep.
He was attempting to show you his ability to scribe and copy. And
Yeah,
as I
and
believe the
he's-
joke was, Sir Everhart was admiring his ability to write. Your illiterate ass was looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
It is now roughly winter, spring. You know, if you wanted to
So
throw...
wait, have we moved over into 486?
It is 486, which means I need to change the stream information. I need to change that real fast. Episode title. Go to settings. Go to here. Hey, by the way, Happy New Year. It is 486.
Yay, Mazel
No
tov.
grand feast or anything? Damn.
Nope, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. This is like, if you were to throw a dart at the calendar, it's like February, maybe early March.
I think you meant like New Year's Eve feast, but
I mean,
Yeah.
there would be, okay, so there would be a handful of feasts throughout the year. Various ones, the same ones, some extra ones from, one year to the next. Obviously, we're not going to go into all of those, and we don't have time left tonight to do a full feast. But what I will say is this. It's, somewhere between mid-February and early March, and the priest that you had met at the previous Easter feast has come back around to Winterborn Gunnet. And basically, he's looking to have a chance to sit with you in a more personable environment where you can actually have a full-on one-on-one conversation. Are you willing to accept him as, a visitor or what have you?
Yes.
Okay. You may or may not recall. Your character would definitely recall. His name is Osgood. He's an older gentleman. He's about 59 years old. Otherwise, he's appearing, as one might expect a priest, dressed in, like, cloak and... Not cloak, robe. He's got a satchel, maybe a walking stick or something like that. And when you agree to sit with him, he comes right out. I'm not going to do a full-on role-play session, but, to paraphrase some of the things he's getting at is... he appreciates you taking the time to meet with him, and he would like to know more about the things that you guys had discussed that evening. And he actually takes a moment to refresh your memory, to make sure you know where he's coming from. He is ultimately looking at... He feels like he's had a calling that has driven him into Salisbury, and specifically to work along the Bourne River, which, let me go to the map. Oop, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. The Bourne River is, oh Jesus, this is not a very good view. Actually, you know what? Stand by.
Oh.
Stand by. There we go. That's a better view.
Ah.
So Winterbourne Gunnet is right here, where the Black Hand is.
Yeah.
That river that runs through here, north and south, ish, is the Bourne River. What Osgood is looking at doing is he feels he's got a calling, sending him into this area. He feels that God wants him. All right, God damn it, stop that.
I was trying to get rid of something on my screen. I'm sorry. I was not trying to do that.
He like I said, he's had a calling by God. He feels to come out here and bring the word of God and his services as a priest.
Sorry, before you continue, what was his religion again?
He's Christian. I'd never specified, so let me double check my notes.
Okay.
I did not specify. He is Christian. We'll go. You're British Christian or Roman?
Roman.
Okay, then he's poof. Thus, it is. He is now Roman Christian.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, God says I should come out here and do good things in His name and for the good of the people. And to do that, I would like to use your manor as my base of operation. I guess I'm sure there's a better term that he would use, but
He wants his own chapel.
I mean, you have a chapel already. He wants
He takes over the chapel.
yeah. But that's the thing. It's like he's not necessarily trying to displace anybody. He just wants to be. He wants to become a part of the community, and to do good things, and he wants to be taken on and paid for by your family, you. Because
Yay!
yeah, basically you would hire.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna teach me essentially.
Yeah,
So that I'm not dumb. So that I can be
well,
illiterate.
I'll be
Because my dumbass is illiterate right now.
okay.
So, is there any bonuses from that?
Okay, well, let me ask this. So, in what capacity are you attempting to hire him as? Let's start there.
I would like to hire him as a mediary between me and the Commonwealth of, like, I guess, my people. Like, my domain, so to speak.
Okay, so you want him to be like a spokesperson
/ reach out to the poor and help them, like, learn, I guess, or, like,
Okay.
teach them about God.
I'm going to counter with, how about I serve as your steward, and I can do that in between my sermons and reaching out to the people for fellowship and providing religious support and guidance. How about that? And then
Yes.
And then roll. Let me look at your character sheet. I want you to do a test because. Why don't you test? I was gonna say trusting and suspicious, but he doesn't. Yeah, so you could test trusting or suspicious, or you can test. Oh, you know what? This probably isn't a very close match, but I'll give you a choice. You could test trusting or suspicious, or you can test courtesy. And those will be 1d20s against the value of whichever one you choose.
Courteous, he said.
Courtesy.
Courtesy.
And the reason for this is just to see.
Courtesy.
It's a skill.
Oh.
And the reason for this test is just to see if you kind of get like. I'm trying to figure out the right word here. Not necessarily a read on him, but just a kind of feel for where he's coming from and what his intentions are that are not necessarily malevolent. Like, he's not, there's nothing sneaky or whatever. You're not getting that vibe whatsoever. He's being very forthcoming with the information. He's not hiding anything, but you're also wondering maybe is there more that he's trying to get at that isn't necessarily a sneaky thing to do? Or is this guy like 100% legit, straight up? This is exactly what he's looking at. This is exactly what he's trying to do. There's absolutely no subterfuge.
I'm gonna go with my courtesy.
All right. My character sheet says you have an 8.
8. Yep.
All right. Roll your 20.
Oh fuck, wrong one.
That would have been a success if it was a 20.
I
That is a
use
fail.
a reroll.
Oh, you have a reroll token still.
Fuck.
You have 2 actually, and still failed, but you got a little bit better. No, the feeling you do get is there is nothing out of place here. There is a sense of something isn't. To say that it isn't quite right is still too much. There's a feeling that maybe there's something that he's not fully admitting to, but it doesn't necessarily feel malicious. It just doesn't feel 100% genuine.
He's totally not a Saxon spy.
he definitely is not a Saxon spy.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah. So make note, you now have a retainer. You have Osgood. He is a Roman Christian priest. He is your steward until you choose somebody else.
Wait, hold on. I thought my mom was the steward of my manor.
Do you want him to be your steward, or do you want your mother to be the steward?
I want my.
Yes.
Do we know what his stewardship value would be?
Yeah, that's my question.
No, we don't.
So, should we roll for it? What would I?
I will
Because
tell
if
you.
I-
I'll tell you this. I will tell you what his stewardship skill is if and when the time comes. But you do need to choose. Will Osgood serve as your official steward and something of a lieutenant governor? That's too much of a title. Assistant to the assistant regional manager of Winterborn Gunnet.
Is there? This is just me speaking aloud in
Mhm.
case something like this comes along for me. But is there something he could roll to sort of gauge if he would possibly be a better
Yes.
steward than his mother or not?
Yes.
Yeah, like my awareness.
Yes, I will allow you to roll awareness. You don't have a lot of like a good rapport with him, so instead of a 15, you're rolling against a 12. And I need to switch screens because I was not.
And I rolled a 2.
Okay, well that's still a success. The truth is, I don't have a specific number for him as your steward yet. I was kind of stalling. So let's go ahead and do. I had it written in my notes. Where is it? Yes, 1d6 plus 8.
Oh, 1d6
Now, I
plus
will say,
8.
before you roll that, let me ask this. Or let me state this. By rolling this, you are putting Osgood as your steward over your mother. Period. End of statement. No discussion.
Well, that's why I was saying maybe not a specific roll that can tell exactly how much it was. Get a general idea of better or worse.
Okay, that's fair. In that case, you're not going to roll. What was your mother's, what you call
15.
It was a 15?
Yep.
Oh, well, in that case,
Yeah.
well, hold on. All right. So for the viewers at home, I'm rolling a dice app on my phone that I don't, because I don't have a, shit, I don't remember how to use it. There we go. Okay. You have a feeling, you have no way of knowing for sure, but you have a feeling that your mother is going to be the better steward, but it might be because your mother's been doing it for many years,
Longer time,
whereas
yeah.
what you could tell in this very limited interactions that you've had with him between the feast and today, he may not necessarily be the best choice. He's not a bad choice. Does that make sense?
Yes, so is there any way that I can ask him to, like, learn from my mother by chance? Or, like, supervise what she does on the side, I guess, as a steward? Since he
Let's look
is
at it
taking
this
this
way.
role in sort of my chapel.
Yeah, let's look at it this way. If you were a higher nobility, you would have some sort of council. that
Uh-huh.
would be advising you daily or weekly or what have you. If you watched Game of Thrones, you would have a
Yep,
small
yep, yep.
council. Obviously, your responsibilities in the scope of your title do not go that far, not even close. You manage what could otherwise be considered something equivalent to, your hometown, the one that you physically live in right now yourself, that I'm not going to say the
Yep.
name of. And that's even that's a bit of a stretch. However, that's not to say that the lord of a manor wouldn't have a couple advisors. One of them, of course, is your mother, because A, she's your mother, and B, she was the steward of the land while she was the wife of your father,
Yeah.
which is kind of a weird way to explain it, but I think you're following. By taking Osgood on, you can direct him to, hey, in addition to your normal priestly duties, I would like for you to be available as an option to take over as steward in case something ever happens to my mother. So what
Mhm.
I would like for you to do is work with her a little bit from time to time, so you get a better understanding of what those responsibilities are.
Okay.
And
That
that is
works.
that is definitely an option that you can do.
Yep.
Okay.
That was sort of what I was trying to shoot for.
Okay. So, as with any good job interview, they typically close with some sort of discussion of payment. Osgood is a priest. He gets a lot of financial support from the church itself. However, getting a little extra from the parish, I think is the most appropriate word here, never hurts and makes things better for the parishioners. So he is asking that you pay him 1 librum a year in order to offset any costs that the church itself does not cover.
Mhm.
Are
I
you,
say yes, but on that second note, I want to add a condition that if he's able to help out the poor and somehow provide shelter and food during the holidays and or during poor times for example, like
states of
weather or
emergency?
just crisis, yeah, that I'll pay him too for that year.
Okay, so Osgood will definitely be okay with that. He will even offer, if he provides you with, I'm trying to think of the right word, an invoice, essentially, is what it would
Hmm.
be. Uh, and 1 year it might be 1 librum, 1 year it might be 2 librum. But if he provided you with an invoice each year, or even monthly, would that be sufficient for your needs?
Yes,
Okay. You have a
and
priest.
as long as he
Oh,
has
there we go. Here we go.
no, no, no. I just wanted. Never mind.
No,
Well,
no.
yeah, we'll just go with that for now. No, that
Okay.
works.
All right. Yeah. If you want official paperwork drawn up, not that you can read any of it, Osgood would be
Yeah,
happy to do that. Uh,
it'd be my mother.
he also mentions that he's noticed that you can't read, and he's
Yep,
willing to, if you're willing to give him time, he is willing to spend it instructing you on the forms of letters.
I gladly accept.
Okay, I need you to make a note that next winter phase, you will need to expend some sort of effort in increasing your. It's not literacy, it's read or something like that. Read Latin, probably. Nope, that's my calculator. I don't want that. Yes, your read Latin score. So when it comes time for improving your skills and that stuff, at the next winter phase, you need to put something down, which is going to limit some of your choices.
Yep,
Actually, it's going to limit your choices a lot. All right, good to go with Mr. Osgood.
yep.
I'm going to type his name in Discord chat real fast as soon as I figure out where my damn mouse is. There it is. All right, there's his name in dice rolling. Second topic, and then we will be done. There is the matter of the, well, I don't want to call her lady, young. We'll call her young Bridget. Bridget comes to you probably about a week or so after Osgood, and she is distraught, and she
Mm,
requests the opportunity to speak with you privately.
sure, I accept.
Okay. When she is brought in to talk to you, the guards let her in and all that silly stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
She, well, for one, she hasn't been on the grounds very long. She's, only arrived earlier today. She hasn't been here more than an hour, and in that time, she has not taken any time to clean herself up, to change her clothing or anything like that. She is looking a little bit disheveled. Her hair's a bit of a mess. She's a bit dirty. She hasn't taken a bath in a few days, it looks like. Her clothes are functioning, but there's a couple of tears and things like that. She's not freezing from the winter cold or anything silly like that. But she definitely has the appearance and presence of dishevelment. I'm not sure if that's really a word. And she basically, and again, I'm not going to go for the full blown RP, but basically she's like, listen, I would really appreciate if you could help me.
I ask what the problem is then.
I don't have a place to stay, and I need a place to stay, and I need a job.
I ask what her talents are and
I have worked.
how
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
Oh my
No,
God,
no,
here
no.
we
Go
go.
ahead.
Back to the Lancers.
Shut up! Shut up!
I was thinking this. Yeah. What are you good at, honey?
Do not trust her.
Oh Jesus! I listen. Even I wasn't trying to go that far. All right, back on topic. The question: What are her skills? What are her talents? Without going
Yeah.
into the non PG
I
13.
can't. I have to mute myself. I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have worked in the kitchens in Silchester. I forget where exactly I said she was from. I think she was actually in the castle of Silchester.
Yeah, she joined the court for Castle Vagon as of the last Easter.
Yes.
Or not the Easter that we graduated.
Yeah, it was
Or-
like the
yeah.
Easter before or something like that. She'd only been there about a year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked in the kitchens. I've worked in the. I'm trying to think of the right word. I want to say scullery.
Do you want me to help you on a
Yeah.
woman's duties?
No,
Okay.
not in a woman's duties, but in the I'm trying to you and I discussed this briefly last week, and I can't remember. I want to say it was scullery maid, where they would be the
so
ones
like scullery
serving.
maid in the kitchen. Yeah, you could do. She could be a wash lady,
Okay, cleaning up the
like the
dishes and stuff like
laundry.
that.
No, like the laundry,
Oh yeah. Okay.
that kind of wash, and like
You probably don't want
dive.
to do that one unless you want to play into the innuendo thing, because wash ladies had a
Yeah, the bathhouse.
reputation.
Yep. Well, I mean that's where she's at. She's worked, for a while. She did work as basically
she was part
a
of the
housemaid.
court, wasn't she?
Not the court. If that makes any damn sense. Like she wasn't like a courtier necessarily. She
Yeah.
was like the servant that worked in the kitchen or would run errands or wash things, deliver things.
Oh, then in that case, I say sure she can work as a maid for my mother and learn her trade. Or not learn her trade, but like pick up a few things while working for my manor then.
Okay, are you making her a handmaiden?
Um,
That would be a tail.
No.
I'm gonna say sure for now, but I would like her to learn more, I guess.
Your
so
mother
to
would like
speak.
a word with you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't remember your mother's name. I need to look at the spreadsheet.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's okay.
You don't know your own mother's name.
Her name is Mom.
Yeah,
Her name is
that's
Mom.
that's literally.
Ingvild. Ingvild.
Oh, Mom.
Yeah. No, Lady Ingvild approaches you almost mid-conversation while you're still talking to her. My dear boy, are you seriously going to put this woman in my care?
She totally would have said trollop.
Yeah, she probably would have. Talus, I need to clarify one or two small things here, in case you yourself are not aware. For all intents and purposes, there has been zero indication that Bridget is anything but lowborn, meaning common folk. Your mother is not, and you're trying to put her in a position as a handmaiden. Further, she's, at this point, your mother would be at least peripherally aware that this woman has been bounced from castle to castle and manor to manor. Also, your mother is also quick to point out, and you put that priest following me around like a lost dog. Will you please explain to me what is going on? What are you doing to my home?
Uh, I say that I'm trying to think about the future, but probably in the pretty or not horrible, but like just like backups, I guess, so to speak.
Are you trying to remain courteous to your mother?
Yes.
I think you should roll for that.
Yeah. Um, I want to see how off guard your mother has just put you. I want you to roll.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, you're gonna roll prudent versus reckless.
I don't know if my mic came through earlier because my mic was acting up.
Uh-huh.
I said, but Mom, she's good with lances.
Oh, stop.
Okay.
Okay. Talus, all I see on the screen is a bunch of rolls from you.
I rolled a 3. I accidentally rolled
Okay.
1d6 first, and then I rolled the 1d20.
Okay. So the 3 was on a 20 against your prudent, which is a 10.
Yep.
Okay, so no, you managed to. You're stumbling your words, but you managed to get the point across to your mother in a relatively respectful tone that you're trying to look towards the future of the house. Is that what your answer was?
Yeah.
The future of this house, son, does not include extraneous servants that we have to pay. The priest, I will allow it, because having a priest can't be a bad thing, but we have plenty of servants as it is. I can get you a list. That was me being rude, I'm sorry. I was about to say, not that you could read it, but she can prove that there's plenty of people. What is it with this woman? Why are you... And to be fair, she is speaking to you. Bridget is there with you, and it's almost as if she's not actually there the way she's talking. What is it with you and this woman? That was the last bit of my statement.
Lances.
No, just consider as a friend, I guess. That's
Okay.
literally what I have written down.
Should I be expecting more strays into my home?
No,
Are you sure?
not currently. Yeah, not currently.
I swear to God, son, if I turn around and there is yet another one of your strays in my home.
Everhart walks through the main hall belching as he's finished sparring with.
No,
Farquaad.
stop. It'll be your turn in a moment.
I promise her that I won't bring in any more strays unless they have some sort of talent that's useful to the house.
Hold up a second. Isn't he the manor lord now? So it's his decision who comes in and out?
Yes, but also it's like my mom, so you always just genuinely respect her
Oh.
and not
Okay,
put too
that's
much
fair.
pressure on them.
Can I point out that I'm biting the fuck out of my tongue because that is exactly where I was trying to go with this? Who was really running Winterborn Gunnet? It is Sir Farvel that is, for lack of any other way to phrase it, the lord of this manor on paper. Is he going to be the
But
lord of
not
this manor in fact?
practice.
This sounds like one of his temperament checks come into play here.
It does.
Oh my lord, you guys are having me roll for everything.
No, it's okay.
Whoa.
Listen, I will say this. Rolling on skills, traits, and passions gives you the opportunity to increase them later.
Yeah, no, I know.
What I want you to roll is forgiving versus vengeful.
I don't know. What is that? What do
Wait,
I have
no, I'm sorry. All right, hold on.
I'm just a pretty respectful dude. It's not like I'm out to
That's
harm
totally
anyone.
fair, but your mother, on the other hand, is currently a little bit put out, and she has,
Yeah.
she has a point. However, what Krista just said is also equally valid, and the part that a lot of people in your position, in a lot of people in Farvel's position, would have to figure out is how do I handle taking over a position that is held by somebody else that doesn't necessarily recognize that they need to step back now. And how do you bring that topic up to them? So, with that in mind, I'm going to let you choose merciful versus cruel or forgiving versus vengeful. And that will determine how you get to talk to your mother and how your mother
I
responds.
am going to say merciful.
Okay. So that's versus a 13.
And I rolled 11.
Okay. No need to roll cruel. So what do you want to tell your mother about the question essentially being who's running this fucking house? She doesn't actually use profanity. But the tone is
She's
there.
just...
Like she's a little bit put out right now.
I say her for the time being, as I am currently still too young, so to speak. Or no, I guess I'm not too young then.
I will
Not in this time of age.
I want you to make this choice. As the GM to the player, I really want to say something else though, but you are the player of your character. So it is your choice, and I think it'll be an interesting dynamic to explore further. So just to clarify, the question, your mother says, who's running this house? And your answer is?
I say me.
I see you backpedaled a little bit there from your original answer.
Wow.
Your
That's a
mother
bold move there,
turns not
But
quite.
it's mercifully,
No,
all
no,
right?
no, no,
So
no, no,
think of
no.
it.
So, well, here's the thing. Like, so far, you're good. Like, you're not outright offending your mother, but man, you are pushing those buttons, and her face is turned red. Not bright red, but red. It's noticeably flushed. But she is also biting her tongue because I feel like she knows somewhere deep inside that she's wrong right now, but she's your mother. And so there's a certain amount of internal conflict going on. In fact, I should roll.
Ooh,
I
does she
should
take a
roll.
penalty to her stewardship?
No.
I don't.
What the heck?
I'm gonna roll, and based on this roll, I'm gonna determine which of the two wolves inside her wins.
Uh-oh.
Got a 4. You're
Okay, so
right. You are in charge of this house. I am still a steward of these lands. I would appreciate it if you were able to come to me so that we can discuss together the direction of this house as we move forward. Can we do
and
that?
I say absolutely sure. Yeah, no problem on my end from that side.
As he's suddenly very much relieved that his mom is not about to whoop his ass. Okay. All right. What are you going to do? Okay. No, I'm backtrack. Your mother then asks, what are you going to do with this girl?
I just ask for her to become another maid, I guess. Not a handsmaid, but just I don't know.
I will find a place for her in this house. We'll make
There you
her
go.
some sort of servant. We'll find a spot for her. I will take care of it. Please do not bring any more people into this house. We have enough as it is. There are only so many kitchen staff and so many mouths.
I say yes. I will try not to bring any more strays unless they have talent that we need for the house.
We shall see.
All right.
All right. We have time for, unless you guys are okay with going a little bit over, we have time for one more scene, possibly 2.
That's fine with me.
Okay. All right. The next one, I have to give you guys a little bit of fair warning, both for my players and the viewers. The next topic may be a little bit, I'm going to say dark. It may be a little questionable.
Do you want to get answers from everybody else? Do you want to give Rev a chance to answer?
Actually, yeah.
Because he's in a different time zone?
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. Rev, how much caffeine have you had? No, that's not nice.
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're good.
No, I'm good actually. I couldn't resist.
Okay.
A little over there.
All right. If you guys are good with going over this, I'll tell you what. I don't know how long this scene's gonna take. I don't have a good way to judge it. And I know Rev and I can both get long-winded, so if we could try to stay on
Well,
task.
let's just do this next one and then call it.
Yeah. Rev, you have a much more troubling thing to deal with.
Oh boy.
Trigger warnings for the viewers. Um, as you are, again, I'll make the reference to if you were a higher nobility, you'd be, sitting court or something to that effect. Your uncle, Sir Owen, I believe he's an uncle, but if he's not an uncle, he's definitely one of your house knights. He comes to you a little bit distressed. He is, yeah, he just comes to you. He comes to you and says, "My lord, I have to report something. I've taken some moves. Excuse me, I've taken some measures for it already. But I have to bring this to your attention. You are definitely going to be needed for this."
All right.
I
Will I need
have
my weapons?
no, but I don't know. Listen, this is what's happened. I this morning found Sir Seth with your sister,
Who?
Merthin.
Yes, you need your weapons.
I have separated the two of them. Seth is currently under guard in his personal quarters. Merthin is currently out in the garden.
Now, this is one of my other house knights, right?
Yes, I believe he's. I'm gonna double check that. I'm pretty sure he's an uncle of yours.
Wait. My uncle was with my sister?
No, I'm getting there. Yeah, Sir Owen is 42-year-old house knight that is also an uncle. Merthin is your sister. She is 17. And Sir Seth is your bastard brother.
Okay. So, my half-brother and my sister together.
Yes. Also, I'm
Okay.
trying to keep this clean, but I think we can easily piece together what
You
I'm
know, Lansing.
saying. Jesus fucking Christ.
I think that's just the new term that's gonna be for the show is Lansing.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well-
pretty much.
The word sheath used to actually just straight up mean something else,
Okay.
not even innuendo.
It did.
Oh, well.
Same with swords. Moving on.
Um,
Sir Owen goes on to explain. Actually, no. So yeah, Owen is your uncle. He's talking to you right now. Seth is your half brother. He's a bastard. Currently under guard in his personal quarters, chambers, room, whatever. Mirthin is being observed. So not technically under guard, but there's someone nearby. But she is currently out in the garden.
Wait, so a 42-year-old and a 17-year-old?
No, Seth is like
No, that my
like
uncle.
23 or something like that.
My uncle's the one that caught them.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
Seth is 23. Just for reference.
Right.
Owen is currently looking at you as though he doesn't want to explain what he discovered or what happened, but he's also aware that eventually you're going to ask him questions that he needs to answer.
Okay. My first question is how much clothes were each of them wearing?
I feel like that is immaterial, my lord. I was on my rounds through the house as usual. I heard sounds that were very indicative of what I was hearing. They did not sound like... they sounded pleasurable, not of an assault nature.
Okay.
When I went to... I want to say the word investigate. He literally was going to investigate. There was no, like, foul play on his part. We'll say, going for confirmation, I guess is the best way to explain.
Yeah.
That was when he discovered who it was and what they were doing, which was obviously not appropriate for even half siblings, even though it happens, especially in that particular time and age.
But definitely no doubt then as to what was happening.
Visually confirmed.
Okay.
However, the disturbing part or the conflicting part that Sir Owen tells you is that immediately upon discovery, Mirthin cried rape. But it was not the sound of rape that had Sir Owen's attention.
Mm. So he observed what appeared to be a mutual experience and was disturbed to hear her throw him under the bus.
Yes.
Okay.
Family meeting. No, I'm kidding.
while you're mulling this over, your mother, Erin, I'm going to double check that. I have Erin written down, but Aria. Your mother's name is Aria. Eria. Glad I double checked that. Your mother approaches, wondering why Myrthin is under guard and what is going to be done about Seth. To be clear, Seth is not Aria's son.
Right.
The silence.
I'm going to tell my mother that it falls to me, since my father is no longer with us, to judge a serious matter.
And I expect judgment, and I expect judgment now.
And
Hang
I'm going
'em.
to say because you are clearly invested in one side over the other, I ask that you hold your tongue until my judgment has been made.
Fuck, I need to roll. Let's see how dear old mother responds. Oh, yeah, she does not bite her tongue. She also does not give you a severe tongue lashing for how dare you speak to me that way. But she is also very clear that she expects some sort of justice and in a very timely manner. And it does not matter which side she is on. This act was wrong.
Keller, I agree the act is wrong, and what's furthermore is that my sister has lied about the act that was wrong.
I gotta roll again. God damn it. Who's GMing this? You or me?
Clearly, the mediocrity is taking over.
Indeed.
Unless, now, the uncle, is it my father's brother or my mother's brother?
To be honest, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to assume mother's, and I'm going to say unless you think that unless you're calling your brother a liar.
Yeah, give me a second, because that's actually kind of a valid point. Whoops. Oh, and
Well, brother or brother-in-law, either way, it's going to be a trusted family member that she respects, that she would be calling a liar.
Owen might actually be her brother. God damn it, I can't see this. Where did I say? Hold on, I gotta find the original file. I can't read it off of Discord at the moment. Where did I save it? Did I save it in here? Shit. Alright. I don't want to waste time looking for it. Let me double check one more time. Sir Owen is... Oh, wait. That's... Glenn is your... Okay. Oh, Sir Owen is your father's brother. However,
He's a house knight who's taken a vow of honesty, and she's questioning his honesty.
Yeah, correct. Okay, all right, yeah, here's where she goes with this. I don't question his integrity. I don't question anything, in fact. I will deal with Myrthin. You will deal with Seth, and I want him hanged.
Myrthin nor Seth are yours to deal with.
Myrthin is my daughter.
Thus why she is doubly not yours to deal with anymore in this matter.
All right, roll. We gotta roll something. Let's see. I need you to roll something.
Whether I like it or not, I'm the head of the household, and I must make the decision.
Indeed.
One that spares both her honor and doesn't execute.
Yeah.
A man who
roll. You know what? Okay. Yeah. Just perfect. Just versus arbitrary. They're 10 and 10.
Okay.
So just first.
I'm in the wrong room. Give me 1 second. Sorry, when you stopped to pose that question, I stopped to focus.
currently waiting for Rev, who has a
Mhm.
wireless headset to get back to his computer because apparently he was doing something
And
not
he's a
RPG,
cripple, so
not RPG related.
I was actually stopping to look at my character sheet to argue for a different trait before you say just versus arbitrary, because I feel like, but forgiving is just the same, as well
Oh
as
well, I
prudent.
mean, if you have an argument to make for a different trait or even a skill, I'm listening.
No, no, I think that's the one to go with.
I feel like that one is the most pertinent because this is almost a matter of law. It just happens to be something more familial.
Right, I could actually quote both Levitical law and what Jesus says about single accusations and death.
All right, well, what are you rolling here?
And actually, the New Testament under Jesus's writings says there's multiple scriptural references. I would know as someone who's well read.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a pertinent thing.
Multiple witnesses in agreement on testimony have to be there for a case to proceed. So one witness, one person crying wait would not qualify for a capital punishment.
Mm.
You
I think
also have
you
to think about the time as far as like medieval ages and their view of women. She would not be out in the garden. She would be up in her chambers.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally made that shit up on the spot as far as where she would
Yeah.
be.
So
But she is under, again, just for clarity, she's not specifically under
What-
guard, but she is
Yeah.
being observed. So she's not alone. She's just, we'll say, contained, for lack of a better word. So yeah, just versus arbitrary to figure out what you want to, or what your character's going to do, and then how you're going to do it, and then probably need to figure out who else do you need to speak with.
Well, I'm going to tell my mother that if all, and I'll roll this later. But let me go ahead and I guess go ahead and tell you above table what my character would say otherwise,
Mm.
and that is that neither, based off their actions, has a place in this house anymore. To protect her dignity and to prevent her from bearing a child out of wedlock, we need to find her a husband as soon as possible. And because of him and his dishonorable actions with his sister, regardless of whether it was consensual or not, he must find a place elsewhere.
Okay.
Both will be both will receive equal judgments.
I feel like Arya would be definitely. She definitely wants to see Seth hang, but I think if he were to be exiled, I think she would eventually find a way to come to terms with that. Myrthan
Well, I said,
being
and this is of course pending
okay. Oh,
speaking
okay,
with us.
okay, all right. Well, yeah. That obviously you can't just arbitrarily. There's a pun somewhere in
Right.
there. You can't just arbitrarily make a judgment. I suppose you could. You are the lord
Right.
of the land. But
Well, tell you what, um, the just versus arbitrary.
Mhm.
If arbitrary wins, I make what I'm initially thinking now without any further investigation,
Correct.
just to put a stop
Essentially.
to her.
Yeah. Essentially.
Just, I look into it further and potentially revise my ruling.
Correct.
Okay. And for some reason, I am looking in the wrong thing to roll a dice.
I was wondering why I hadn't heard anything yet as I'm scribbling
Well,
notes before I forget.
I was about to pull up Discord. So just a D20.
Yep. D20 versus a 10 for Just. Just is a 3. Go ahead and roll the 10, or roll 20 for the other one, which is also a 10. See which one scores out. Arbitrary wins by 2.
Mm-hmm. So no further investigation. I'm trying to immediately put the matter to rest to keep her from getting my half brother, who I probably still have some not hostile feelings toward.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too because I know when we discussed Farvel having a bastard, we made comments and some banter about how the bastard killed the firstborn because Farvel is not the firstborn. But in your
No, no,
case,
we said Diddy.
yeah,
Oh no,
yeah,
no, that
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that was the question. Ultimately, was like, did that really happen that way, or is it really an accident? We never really explored it. We intentionally left that open ended. In your case, there was no secret dealings, animosity things going on between Everhart and Seth. It was just, I have a bastard brother. He serves me. It is what it is. Until today, that is. So, I mean, if you want to do a little bit of brief exploration into what kind of relationship y'all had, that's
no.
that.
I think that there would have been based off of the fairly deep level of spirituality he had. He would know that his brother is not responsible for his father's sin,
Right.
and so he might he might hold something against his father for not being loyal to his mother, but he would also have forgiven that.
Well, there's
Um,
also the topic. Seth is a couple of years older than you. Seth may
mhm.
have been born out of wedlock before, I forget your father's name, but before he was married. It could have been just
Right,
a one night fling kind of thing.
right, but also going back to scripture, adultery is not precluded to only
Yes,
after marriage.
correct. Adultery is essentially not being married and having those things.
Right. But anyway,
Yeah.
so there would not necessarily be, there might not be like a your brotherly love situation, but there's not. I don't think there's animosity either.
Until today.
Um,
He's defiled your sister. She was a virgin before this. I should have mentioned that earlier, but
yeah, yeah. It's
or at least
assumed.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. That's definitely the angle that your mother is coming from.
Mhm.
So far as you know, your sister is a virgin, but that's not specifically the problem. It was the fact that they were doing this, and now there's the possibility that
Of a
eventually a
child.
child may come out of it.
Right. Which is partly why I'm my first action um is I'm essentially going to send out messengers she's 17,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
past the typical marrying age even.
16
I'm
is
essentially
the 16 is the age I'm going with, where male or female they're considered adult, or at least
right.
marriageable.
Historically it was a couple years younger at this point that marriage age
Gotta
was
draw a
considered
line.
a special.
Gotta draw a
Yeah.
line.
I'm saying just from historical
Mm-hmm.
perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I'm going to go looking for a 14-year-old in the game to marry. That would be
No,
weird.
that's disgusting.
Um, but um, so I'm essentially sending out messages or messengers. I mean, I can write.
Yes.
And I'm essentially trying to quietly find her someone respectable to marry, dowry or otherwise. I'm probably pinning the letters from a perspective of um, because there was money changing hands with most of these arranged marriages. So I'm probably spinning it from a perspective of I'm kind of hurting for cash right now. Would you be interested in marrying my sister? Not quite so coarse term.
Right. Here's, a little bit of flowery speech and some niceties and inquiries about how's your
Right.
day and yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
but there's going to be some questions. Why are you suddenly interested in getting your sister married? And so rather than say, well, she slept with my half brother, um, giving another spin for an angle for them to bite on as to why I'm suddenly interested
Okay.
to help obfuscate.
Okay.
Not not necessarily, and that this would still fall under kind of a knight's chivalric thing because I'm doing this not only to protect the honor of my family name, but to try and protect her honor as well, so that she's not essentially a single mother on the streets.
Right.
Um, so for my brother, half brother, he is a fully trained knight. Yes,
Yeah.
he's
He's
taken the
23.
vow.
Yeah, he's 23. He's been knighted. We can argue that, he fought at Damon Hill
Hmm.
and survived.
Um,
He probably was in the Battle of Mirkwood Creek at some point, somewhere on the line.
right. So I assume who was the knight that I was put in? in the retainership of at the
Sir
battle.
Cultram. He was the one that died. He died at.
No, no, no,
Nope. Sorry.
no,
Oh,
not the one I squired for. The one that I was put under his retinue
oh, Sir
in
Amig.
in yes, Sir Amig. I'm probably writing to Sir Amig as well if and you can dice roll for this or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any other major knights with houses of their own, I'm essentially going to say that my brother and I, if we continue to remain each other's presence, will be feuding,
Okay.
but that he is otherwise a knight, an established knight who's taken his vows, who needs a new home,
Okay.
and rather than fully exile him and potentially that would also require an explanation as to why I stripped him of title and kicked him out of home, but simply saying that we can't stand the sight of each other gets him out of the house and to a different area and out of my mother's grasp.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think there's another angle that you could run without too much
And that's
risk
essentially
of.
what I'm selling to my mother is if we kill him, if we cast him out, we have to explain why.
Right. And I think another angle you could throw in there to sweeten the deal, as it were, is that uh, with your father's passing, however long ago it was, your mother is not fond of seeing Seth because every time she sees him, it's a reminder of his infidelity or what have you.
Right, right. Well, as
And
opposed to
now that he's dead and now that you're in charge,
she,
it's
yeah,
just
I
gotten to
was
the
going
point
more
where he needs to go because she can't stand him anymore.
right. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I can put that in my letter to saying
Yeah,
why he needs to be away.
yeah,
Okay,
or a further
right.
justification than just
I was
arbitrary.
thinking more like how do I sell to my mother that I'm not having him killed or exiled or punished more severely.
Correct, and she, she's already stated that she wants him hung. She will accept exile, and this, for her definition of the word exile, him being sent somewhere else, is sufficient.
Mm.
So in the side quest, or in the minor objective, what's the word I'm looking for? In the video game quest, the secondary objective of appeasing mom would be met with that.
Mm.
You still have your sister to deal with. Uh,
Like I said, letters have been sent.
Correct. Shall we move forward a wee bit?
Okay, then as a screen, money has been asked for.
Uh,
Oh, I'm dumb.
well, what I was going to say is, we can advance a few days, and letters have been exchanged. It's looking like Seth will be moving out shortly. If we move ahead a few days, would you have taken an opportunity to talk to your sister yourself?
I would probably, um, like I said, this is in the heat of the moment. Probably, I would probably be fairly angry at both of them.
Mm-hmm. But would you have
Um,
taken the chance, whether she came to you or you went to her, would you have talked to her?
I would have talked to both of them at some point.
Okay. Your sister
If
wants to
nothing,
know why she's being sold off like cattle.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would ask her how she plans to marry if she has child. And I would ask her, since she appears to have lied
It was out of fear. I was surprised
to my
when
uncle.
Sir Owen found us. I wish I hadn't said it. I fear,
So
as wrong as it was, I feared that I've lost Seth forever, regardless of whether or not you had sent him away.
you should not have been
I
with
know.
Seth.
It was wrong. But,
But you have shown yourself to be iniquitous enough to have slept with our half brother. You have lied and shown yourself to be untrustworthy. So I have no way of knowing who else you have slept with, how soon you might bear a child, and to save our family's name, I must marry you off now, regardless of whether I want to or not.
so it's about your pride.
No, it's about our family's name, our father's honor, and the disgrace that you have potentially wrought to it.
What kind of relationship would you describe you and your sister of having growing up? There's about
Um, we would have had an
Powers, you know,
extremely
for
close one until, like, obviously I have a huge amount of hate for my dad dying to Saxons, so I have an extreme amount of regard for my father
hmm
and our family line.
hmm Yeah, you guys are about 4 or 5 years apart. 21,
We
22, she's
we would
17.
we would have been pretty close, but I feel a complete betrayal on her part for multiple
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, I think
And
she
and
is
my
speaking
character,
to you out of anger and hurt and betrayal, as well as all the other complicated emotions that would be involved with this heinous affair that she knew better, but she continued anyway. Um, and now that it's blown up in her face, like she just doesn't know how best to move forward, but she knows that she doesn't really have a lot of choice. And now right now she's just kind of lashing out at you because that's the only thing that she knows she can do.
Mhm. And I'm going to say that I will do my best to arrange an honorable, caring husband for her, and that
Sorry,
the
I had a
money,
thought. Go ahead.
what,
No, no, go ahead. I was chuckling because I just had a thought, but no, go ahead.
and that the money has to be asked for to prevent other questions from being asked.
So you're selling
Question,
me for the sake of hold on.
I'm selling you
I
to
have the idea
protect.
in my head. I'm trying to figure out how to. I'm trying to phrase it.
Okay.
You're
And I
selling
would,
me to give the pretense that this is a normal transaction when in truth it really is not. For the sake of our family honor and your
for the
pride.
sake not only of our family honor, but for the sake of your honor, for the sake of you not ending up widowed, with child, or not widowed. That I can't think. There's a
I
term.
think I know where you're going with it. Essentially, somewhere between single mother and stuck
They
with
didn't
someone.
call it. They didn't call it a crone, but there was a
Uh,
term. There was a term for an unmarried woman with a child, and not the W word. Um,
you mean what? No, sorry. Um, I
rhymes
got
with
where you're
or,
going with it.
rhymes with or.
Yeah, no, no, I got you. I got you. Also, just for trying to keep us from getting too derailed, trying to remember all the words in the thesaurus. Um, I think ultimately she won't accept your answers or explanations right now, but I think by another day or two, she will come to understand and accept them. Although she will still not agree or
Yeah,
like them,
and and
obviously.
and to be fair, the money isn't actually an object.
hmm
I would take a lower dowry, a lower exchange, if I felt someone was a better match. But I'm also going to tell her to view this arrangement as a second chance for her, as a chance to step away from something that she knew was wrong, and to be a better example, to use the forgiveness that's being given to her to be a better person going forward.
hmm A chance to redeem herself after this.
Well, a chance to prove the forgiveness that she's being given.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Her own redemption would just be a one way, but the understanding the whole picture would be more of a two-way exchange, which is probably more pertinent. Yeah, all right. No, that works.
And
I will
so the
have.
only other the only
Go
other
ahead.
factor is basically Seth is going one way and she's going the other. The arranged marriage is not going to be in the same general region as Seth.
Got it. Looking at the map, because
Well, I don't know the night that I was established. I don't know which. If he's central, I might
okay.
try to find somebody else.
Amig was is the Castellan of Tillshead, which if you look at my black hand on the stream or in the game, it's up here.
Okay,
You are you're Pitten, right?
I am.
Which is over here, over this way, and
Point to
then
Tilset again.
up here,
Okay,
and then
and we're over
Pitten.
there.
Yep. And I was chuckling because I had the idea. I was like, well, Sir Gareth needs a wife. He is in Teesbury, which is I always lose it. It's over in here somewhere.
Refresh my memory of who Sir Gareth
Sir
is.
Gareth was the character I created to learn the character creation rules.
Okay.
I was also being, kind of facetious. If it works that
Okay.
way, cool. Like story wise, that's fine. It's whatever. Oh, Teasbury's right here, over here.
Okay.
Uh,
Doesn't
it,
have
it
to. Doesn't.
it doesn't have to be him at all. It could
Mhm.
be totally anybody else. It was just
Just
a chuckly thought that I had.
somewhere generally away from whispers and rumors
Hmm.
of anybody around here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Now, um, I the only people I probably would have asked to watch were other family members, people who would not be so loose with what was happening.
I think Sir Owen would definitely be someone to.
Yeah, it would not have been a servants watch this person. It would
Yeah,
have
no,
been
no,
a
no. And most of your house knights are family anyway, and
yeah.
some are closer family than others. But I think Sir Owen, being your father's brother, definitely would be the one that I think if it were me, he would be the one I'd be leaning on a lot to be keeping an eye
Yeah.
on the two, making things happen in order to get the results I was looking for. When it was, if it was anything that I personally couldn't put my hands on, it'd be Sir Owen putting his hands on it for me. That would be my decision if it were me, but obviously
Well,
not
it's going to take at least two in shifts, and so I have
yeah, yeah, and then Sir Owen's probably got a knight or two of in mind that would help out. Maybe a squire that he could trust.
yeah. lock
Um,
lock surreptitiously lock doors at night,
mhm,
watches during the day.
absolutely. Okay, I think that resolves that. Let me double check my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything else. Um, Seth is being set up to be sent off at least as far as Till's Head. He may go to a manor nearby after that. I'll resolve that later.
And was that my only sister? I thought I had an older
Marathon, I think you
sister.
have another one.
Okay.
Yeah, you have two. You have two sisters. Arian, she is 22 and is married to Sir Amrin. So you have a brother-in-law that serves you,
Right. Then I might have asked
and you have.
her
I'm
to
sorry,
be
and you have a younger sister. She's 6, Sir Alyssa. I'm sorry, not
okay.
Sir. It's just Alyssa.
I know what you meant.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so you have the two older sisters and then the one young one.
Talk about a night to remember. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
but Omar, I thought you said for this setting women could be night. Anyway,
they can be.
I know.
It just
I'm
hasn't come
messing
up
with you.
yet. It will next session.
Oh
Guaranteed.
no.
Guaranteed.
Dadgummit.
But yeah, no, I think that takes care of that. Your mother area is she will acquiesce to what's his name being sent off to Till's Head. She's not happy about Myrthan being set up for an arranged marriage, but she does understand your intentions and the point behind it all, so she'll let it be. And then by next session, I will have updates on all of that. Do we have time
Right.
to do the last little bit? This one would be.
And this is more just for the stream and the other players. But like,
Mhm.
if she has a child from him or whoever else she's been with, if she has or if she hasn't, I don't know.
Mhm.
But if she has a child and she's not married, she's gonna spend the rest of her life single in this day and age.
Yeah,
It
if you're not able to cover it up with a well-timed marriage, yeah. Funny fact, though, before I move on to Ulrich, if you recall earlier tonight when we were doing the family member survival rolls, Myrthan was the one that was initially rolled as the one that was going to die. Until I realized I needed to recount. Because that was when we talked about how the numbers were arrayed.
uh
So, and that's how it ended up being on Aunt Gwen, and it was almost Myrthan, and I was like, shit, that ruins like everything I had planned specifically for you tonight. Or actually, I think I would have figured out a way to make it work though. I'd have been like, yeah, and then Sir Seth kills her, and now he's dead too.
oh wow, yeah, that would have been darker.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that wasn't planned on initially. Like the original setup was half brother and sister, discovered by uncle. How does Everhart deal with
How
it?
come I get this set up?
To be honest, you know how you got it? I had ideas and stuff already for the other ones, based on previous interactions, role plays, whatever, and I rolled yours at random and then fleshed it out as needed.
Wow.
Yep.
So he's gonna find out next session next session who his sister marries.
Yes, essentially. The short version, yes. We'll figure out where Marathon goes and where Sir Seth goes and any other particulars related to that. We'll find out next session.
Ooh.
And
That'll be
also
interesting.
maybe finding out whether or not she's pregnant.
Yep.
Sir Ulrich, do we have time for yours? It's 10:22.
Um, it depends on how involved mine is.
I don't think yours is going to be that involved.
I don't think it's going to be either because I was just trying to think back on stuff and well, everybody died and I fell face first in the mud. So nobody wanted to talk to me.
Well, that's
Wow.
funny that you bring that up.
Fuck my life.
One of your servants catches you as you're roaming the halls of your home. You know, you're going from one room to another doing whatever. And a servant comes up to you and they have a scroll in their hand and they're giving it to you and they are, you know, visually it's easy to tell that they are not excited, but like definitely they need to talk to you. And this is kind of urgent. Only because, to be clear, it's urgent because they are making it urgent. It's not urgent like somebody's dying urgent.
So you said they are handing me a scroll.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a letter
Can you
rolled
read?
like a scroll. I don't know. Can you read?
Not well, I don't think. Actually, I really don't think I can.
It even works better for me if you
Yeah,
can.
no, that's totally at a 0.
Awesome. That's even better. Okay.
Yeah, the mediocrity keeps on giving.
So this particular servant, I did not come up with a name. We'll.
Bob.
No, Bob doesn't work. Berthan
Robert?
does. Berthan. We'll go with Berthan.
Birth. Sure.
This particular servant's name is Berthan, and he is actually one of your more senior servants. I don't know some of the servant titles and shit like that, but somewhere closer to like more of a butler or manservant. You've
Would
watched.
he be like my valet?
You know, if that's what I think it is, that can work. I'm totally drawing blanks to our previous conversations about servant positions when we watched Downton Abbey that I barely paid attention to. I did
Yeah,
not just
I got
admit on
you.
live
It-
stream that I ever watched that show, by the way.
No,
Some of
no,
the chicks
it
were
was
hot.
on
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
same
lie.
room you were occupying. You
Yes.
did not watch.
No, not at all. So anyway, yeah. So this individual Berthan is, you know, definitely a senior servant or valet, if you will. He is capable of reading because it does somehow fall under some of his scope of responsibilities.
Well, somebody's got to be able to fucking
Yeah,
read.
somebody in his household. Wouldn't be the Lord. That would be far too much prestige.
Oh,
Berthan tells you in roundabout, not in roundabout, he's pretty clear with what he's saying, but basically what he's saying is, I found this letter. This is a letter that Ernaldus, was that your father or grandfather?
hold on.
I didn't make note of
Dad
that.
was Emmerich.
Okay, so Ernaldus would be grandfather. Yeah, your grandfather was the
Yeah.
one that died too early. I mean, they both did, but he was like really early.
Sure. Yeah, that guy.
Okay. This is a letter from Sir Ernaldus to I'm looking at my notes. I had it in here but I didn't. Hold on. Bear with me. To a master at arms. Yeah, this is a letter from Ernaldus to his master at arms. Indicating that it's time to head off and find the treasure. And there's a few more details in the letter. Teesbury is mentioned, and Chalk is mentioned. And Chalk is another. Let me look at the map real fast. Chalk is I want to say it's a manor. Yeah, it's a manor. If you're looking on the stream, it's down towards the south center. Chalk is a manor down this way.
I'm not looking at the stream, and it looks like I was kicked off the stream. I don't know why that was.
Well, we're still live, so
That's weird.
okay.
Nope, I'm in a commercial. So,
Aha,
okay, cool.
that would
There are
do it.
places on the map.
That
Got
would
it.
do it.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
So, anyways, the letter points to. I'm sorry.
Chalk and Teesbury.
Correct. Uh, the
Oh my
rest, there's the Bertham tells you that there's a bunch of things in this letter. It's a relatively short letter, but he also admits that there's parts of it that he can't read because most of it is written in Latin and some of it appears to be written in something not Latin, or maybe it's just sloppy handwriting. And he can't make it out because things have faded over the last 40-ish years.
Where did he find this letter, or where did you find this letter?
It was in one of the rooms that we were cleaning out in order to make room for your taking over the master suite.
Cool. Which one?
He points to a room a couple hallways down.
That doesn't tell me anything. I need to know what room it was found in.
Uh,
If you're so literate, he knows what room it was. Just tell me the room.
he could show you the room. It looks like it was a room once upon a time used as maybe as an office for one of your.
So the study.
Yeah, I was gonna say solar, whatever. But
It's
yeah,
called a salon, and no, that would not be what it is.
no. Regardless, it was used by one of your ancestors at some point in time as something of an office or study. Well, that's what it was used for, and then in subsequent generations, it was some grandkid turned it into a storage room. Another one's like whatever, and then nobody else really used it. And so, in the process of cleaning things out, reorganizing a little bit to move you and your stuff into the master's suite, they needed to open up that room, clean some of that stuff out, move some stuff from that was originally your father's, and move it in there. And then they realized they needed to make more room, and that was when the letter was found in a box. Because I make some of this shit up
Okay.
off the top of my head. Never.
Yeah, you are. um,
Actually, I had. So these are literally the notes. A letter
So,
is found
hold
by
on,
servants
time out.
cleaning out an unused room as part of some household reorganization. So that wasn't entirely off the cuff. Just saying. Go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, do you have an ask at this? Do you have a directive with this, or are you just telling me you found a letter? Uh-huh.
I did
Yep.
see another word in here. The word was denari.
This is off the cuff.
The word is denari. Denari is the word for. It's a Latin word, obviously. The more common word in British English, whatever, is shilling.
Yeah, it's money. Denaries are money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So what is your purpose? Are you giving me the letter? Or are you just
give you
telling me
butter.
about it?
That's my
Like,
purpose. That was a Rick and Morty joke. I'm sorry.
The letter would be yours by right anyway. He's simply informing you of something that was found that was lost.
Yes, and it also seems to indicate, my lord, that your grandfather was about to go on something of a trip to retrieve, I believe, a bunch of money. I can't
Ooh.
verify that. Some of his handwriting is pretty bad, and a lot of it has faded. But it seems that somewhere between Teesbury and Chalk was your grandfather's destination. This letter does have a date that seems to be written a few weeks before he was found dead in the woods.
Could she roll dice
She
to maybe
could if she
remember?
wanted to figure out something more.
I was gonna offer a suggestion. Maybe she could roll some type of dice to remember that one, there seemed to be some sort of monk hanging around Farvel who could read and write,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, so can this guy.
well, you said there's a lot he couldn't make out.
Because of sloppy handwriting and faded ink.
I I was thinking that perhaps someone who was better
Yeah,
skilled in reading or writing
yeah,
could.
it wasn't literacy. It was the physicality of the letter.
Ah,
I'm not sure if physicality is the right word in this case, but
It was
anyway,
the condition in which the letter was found.
correct. Like that letter's existed for the better part of 50 years. So
Um, is there a number associated with the denarii?
not specifically, but your grandfather
What
did
does it
use.
allude to?
But your grandfather did use the word thousands.
Okay, can you read the rest of the letter to me?
Okay, full disclosure, GM to player, I did not write out the letter. However,
Okay.
the letter, this is what's in my notes of what I have provided so far. The letter seems to indicate that there is a map to be found in a chest held for safekeeping in Teesbury by a friend of Ernaldus.
Who's the friend?
It does not specify.
Cool. My grandfather that I never met that died when my dad was a wee young thing had a friend at some point in his life. Maybe he wasn't so fucking mediocre as it was. But I have to track down this friend who's probably dead and then no, no, no. I'm not doing this now.
The key, Ernaldus kept the key. But perhaps this master at arms to whom this letter is written or was intended to go might have more information, my lord.
Is he alive?
I'm sorry to say, but no. He
Of
does have a
course not.
number of grandkids that work. I almost said pig farm. That's not quite the word I wanted to use. But they are your pig handlers, for lack of a better word.
this quest seems like sloppy writing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. There might be
it's
some
pig.
slop and some quick hatched together of half-ass ideas.
Well, no, it's the pig handlers. Slop.
No, I got you. I knew where you're going with it. I was
Okay.
just clarifying, justifying my own slop.
It just seemed like we were wallowing around.
Yeah. Anyways, to be fair, also, Krista, this particular storyline was put together with the intention of using it as a cover for Sir Ulrich while you're gone for the next, in game time, several months. Or at least a couple months. So we don't necessarily have
Well,
to close out
you know
all of
what,
this stuff
Omar?
tonight. Yes.
That would have been a great detail to tell me before we got on the stream,
It's
or
okay.
maybe during our little intermission.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
To the horses. We'll go and ride and find the things with the thing and things about the letter and
Okay.
the stuff that I can't read. There's going to be things everywhere, and we're going to know things that we didn't know before.
Okay. So I'm going to point out a couple things, and then I guess
Okay,
we can wrap it up because the rest of this is meant to be a quote unquote solo adventure to account for, like I said, for you being gone for the next 2 weeks. What you
Off-stream
do
adventure.
know, this is what you do. What Ulrich knows, that at one point in time, your grandfather had possession of or knew the location of what appears to be several thousand monies, denarii was the word I used. There is a key that may have been passed down to the grandsons of Ernaldus's master at arms, and they are currently the swine holders, handlers,
The
whatever.
swine holders.
I'm sure there's a more technical word, but basically they're the pig
Yeah,
farmers.
it's called pig farmers.
Yeah, they're the pig farmers.
All
There
right,
is a
that's just what it
chest
is.
to which this key fits, believed to be in Teesbury.
I believe the period appropriate term you're seeking is swineherd.
Thank you. Yes, the swineherders. Or the swineherd, whatever. So yeah. And that ultimately somewhere around Chalk is where this money might be hidden.
Grumpy bunch of nerf herders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like me and my homeboy are taking a ride to Teesbury to see if we can find anybody for the things
Mm.
and the stuff and things. So
This is
I'll,
you're referring to you and to Ulrich and Berthen.
yeah, Berthen, whatever his
Um.
name is.
Okay, we can hash the rest of those details out offline. You and I. Berthen.
That's fine.
Berthen would be willing to go, but he is not a man at arms.
Fantastic. Anyway, I decide what I'm gonna do offline.
Yep.
Yay.
Absolutely.
I do have a request that you can either decide or deny offline.
Uh huh.
But since he has a monk and I'm a big fat nerd, if at some point she could come to us for some sort of interpretation of scrolls or code or whatever, we might be available for assistance. And it would be something fun that we could do that like to add to her roles at some point.
Uh,
That's
Oh,
up to
no,
you.
she wants to keep the money for herself. She
Well,
doesn't want other people
what
to
Ulrich
know.
does
about
with
it.
whatever money may or may
I
not be
have-
found is entirely up to Ulrich. There are
Yeah.
some
I have-
stipulations
oh, yeah.
for that.
God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have pride at 13. Oh, and I have the hiccups, son of a bitch. I have pride at 13, and trusting is only 10.
Fair enough.
So I am not going to ask anybody for assistance at this time. Mainly because I'm too stubborn to fucking do it, and I'm prideful. But second, I have run-of-the-mill 50-50 trusting things, and, well, I don't trust anybody. So there's that.
Fair enough. I just figured you might remember that.
Um.
Nerds and people. But also, I'm a pagan, so trusting a monk is not something that's in my nature.
That's a fair point. I will
Yeah.
point out again, just for clarity's sake, that this was intended to give Krista and her character a chance to do some roleplay
Solo stuff,
activities to
right.
cover, or give her the chance for her own little bit of glory and whatnot, on the account that she won't be here for the next 2 weeks, during which time the rest of the party will be doing glory and things.
Right. I'm more meant along the lines of like how D&D you can essentially assist someone with their role.
Yes, and that's
Something
definitely an
akin
option.
to where if we roll high, just basically we do a random roll next week,
Mhm.
and if we roll high enough, she gets at some point to use our assistance
sort of
in whatever
synergy.
way she deems fit.
Yeah, synergy.
But if
bonus
she
or
doesn't want to
something.
do that, then she doesn't do that. I was just floating something out there.
Yep, absolutely.
No, I appreciate it.
On that note, my friends, we are going to wrap. So let me give my cast a moment to say things like, how was this session? How did the evening go? And to close out with some shout outs or other things as they feel necessary. So we'll start with Krista at first, because this
Oh.
time we're going to go from the bottom. Haha, tricked you.
Wow. So I have the hiccups. It's fantastic.
Maybe I should have waited.
Tonight, whoa, goodness. Tonight was good. It was okay. Like, whatevs. I'm all right. I'm not even gonna try to lie about this. I am at the end of my
She's
paying
at the-
attention for the day. So we will definitely offline about this treasure map. Oh God, hunting thing, and I'll develop some sort of merch with my thing on it, and it'll be great.
Awesome. Talus.
Oh God, excuse me.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, how was tonight? Everything good?
Yeah.
Feedback?
None on my part. I think I need to learn how to fucking roleplay a little more, just because after seeing both Rev and Krista.
I take it your pay attention meter just dropped, didn't it?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's why we're trying to end things. But I do appreciate
yeah.
y'all going a little bit longer. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish up what you're saying.
But anyway, after seeing them two, I was like, I could have probably came up with a few more lines other than just "all right" and blah blah blah. But
Well, that's something that will come in time, and this is your very first ever RPG of any sort.
also very true.
So we're
yeah.
not expecting, at least I'm not expecting greatness from you in that regard. I expect you to learn and ask questions and things like that so that you can get better. But yeah, I don't have a problem with how you did things. It's definitely a learning process and definitely
Definitely worked out in my favor
self-exploration.
though. That's for sure. It was fun. I
Good,
enjoyed it.
good. I was gonna make a joke, but I did save the heavier content for the more experienced role players. Although I think honestly, like even with your lack of experience, I think our session, the little bit that we did there, with your mother kind of getting upset and trying to figure out why she's not in charge when in truth it's really you that's in charge. I think that was a pretty good little exchange, especially for as short as it was. So yeah, Mr. Rev, what do you got for us?
Uh, um, not really any feedback regarding the game. I think everything went pretty well, but and there are because there is some lack of RP experience. I know I'm not trying to dominate the chat, but I will often think aloud or offer suggestions to try and help people think of new ways to sort of work on their RP. And so I hope you don't take it as me like talking down or talking over you, because that's not my intent.
Right on. I like that.
Also, is this you said time for shout outs?
Sure.
Check out my new mumble rap channel on SoundCloud at I'm kidding.
Fucking God.
Oh God, I was about to say.
He said mumble rap, and I was just like, oh, fucking Christ. Here we goddamn go.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
God.
All right. Rev, you're done. God damn it. All right. I'm Omar Krieg. Thanks for everybody that came by and hung out. Thanks for lurking in the shadows. If that's all you did, that's totally fine. My lurk space is your safe space, I used to say once upon a time. You can catch us on Twitter at Omar Krieg. You can catch us on YouTube at Omar Krieg. After that final slash there. This video will be on Twitch for the next 2 weeks, after which it will come down. But it should be premiering on YouTube Friday morning unless something gets in my way. And then other than that, we will be back here. I'm assuming we're all good for next week, other than Krista. Hopefully Holly will be able to join us as well this time. I'll have to figure out how to get her caught up as well. But yeah, otherwise, next week, Wednesday, same bat time, same Pendragon channel. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you next week. We are out of here.